Okay, the shop sells. It's called celeb. How would you say that with all of those?
Celebrities.
Gina.
Phil.
No! Not Richie!
Tomorrow will be Richie's last day here, kind of
No.
running.
Today.
Today is.
Oh, today. That's right. Today is. So we won't have a chance then to hear a song by the Panic at the Killer Dragons tomorrow. Panic at the Killer. It's you have this sort of
I love it.
go
I
to
don't care.
It's
Panic at the Killer
Richie's-
Dragons.
It's Richie's boyfriend, Brendan Urie. Is that who you're going to Hawaii with? Brendan, you and Brendan
No.
are going to go
You know,
I
walk
wish.
hand in hand.
Can
on
you
the
imagine?
beach?
I'd never come back.
I know.
I would never come back.
I really had never paid attention. Well, I mean, I like that band. Okay, Panic at the Disco. I like them a lot of. I like a lot of their stuff, but I never realized how much their stuff sounds like Broadway show tunes.
Well, he
Why
was
do you
on,
think Richie likes it?
Well, that's why I kind of zeroed in on it.
and he was on Broadway. I missed him on Broadway. Didn't get the chance to
I
see.
still
doing
can't
what?
believe you didn't.
He was in Kinky Boots.
I still can't
Oh,
believe you didn't go.
I did.
and
I
see
remember
that.
you talking.
Our old intern Allie, she went. She said it was amazing.
Now he wasn't playing the lead, was he?
He
Yeah.
was.
You're kidding, because
No.
that's a really hard part.
Yeah.
No, hey, he
It's a
is
terrible play.
He is amazingly talented in a really
Gina
horrible
walked-
show.
Gina walked
I
out of
walked
that
out of
play.
it.
I stayed for the whole thing. It's terrible, but the only thing that saves it is if you have somebody. I mean, that's sort
He's
of the
very
reason.
charismatic.
It's sort of the reason I stayed, because whoever we saw the original
the original
guy
cast, I think, on Broadway, right?
Well, it's the original. I forget his name. Who played it, and then he had left the show for quite some time, and because it's hard, and then he came back, and I think he was the one doing it when we saw it.
Yeah, Kinky Boots the musical should be called Shoes the musical. I think the first song is "You can learn a lot about a person by their shoes," and it's
Stupid.
like, nope, I'm out. It is so
stupid.
calculated.
And it's long.
That's why I
Yes.
left. I left because it's about as by the numbers.
Yeah, so predictable.
Oh, and here's
Which-
when this is gonna out. There it is.
Now,
There it
now,
is.
now, there are shows I've seen, TV shows, musicals, so forth, that are very by the number and very predictable, and they work somehow
Yeah.
anyway.
Not that show.
But not that one. Oh God, it's awful.
But it's Cyndi Lauper music, Gina.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, well, whatever. So anyway, hi. It's the Radio from Hell show. Carrie will be back on Friday.
Yep.
Richie's leaving for Hawaii tomorrow.
No,
Today?
well,
Later on today?
early tomorrow, but I won't be here tomorrow.
And then, Todd Newcomb is going to fill in, and that'll be just an awful,
he's excited.
awful experience for him. He will be done at 10 o'clock. He will be covered in sweat and shaking.
He pulled me aside yesterday and he said, do you think this is a good idea? And do you think that I can do it? Sat me down and said,
I hope you said no and no.
yeah, I said, absolutely
It'll
not.
be
And that's
fine.
why we're having you do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause it'll be funny in an odd way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we ought to get the show on the road, I would think. Get the things going.
Yeah.
Crank it up. Do what we need to do. Yes?
Have you poured your cup of Mill Creek coffee yet to start the show?
Thanks for noting that, because I hadn't really looked down at the list yet.
List, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have my empty Mill Creek coffee mug right here. I still haven't gotten my Mill Creek coffee that I bring with me every day.
Your
in
thermos?
My thermos. Sounds so old fashioned, doesn't it?
What else would you call it?
I don't know. My keeping coffee warm device.
Thermos is quicker.
Yeah. So, no, I'll have my Mill Creek coffee in just a couple of minutes, and we'll take your check-ins also at 877-602-9696. Check in. Tell us what you're doing, what your job is, where you're going, what your work is. And I would like to ask you all who check in today, when you're running late for work, as we all do sometimes, I'll bet it's one thing that always distracts you and makes you run late for work. What is it? What makes you run late for work? Call us, 877-602-9696, and check in with the Radio from Hell show. We'd like to hear from you, but don't do it if you're driving.
Yeah. Do not be distracted and drive.
If you're going to call, Bluetooth call us, because we
even
don't want
that-
you distracted.
Even that is kind of distracting, though. I'll find myself, I hook the Bluetooth up on my phone in my car, and I'm talking, but I say, look, I can only talk here for a couple of seconds. I won't do it for long, because you get involved in the conversation, you are distracted.
Distracted
and then
driving is dangerous.
You become a fatality.
I thought that was always because you didn't want to talk to me, but it's because you're trying to be non-distracted.
When I
driving.
hate it when you text me when I'm driving.
Definitely
and you
don't do
know
that.
I'm driving and you text me.
Go to zerofatalities.com, and you'll see right there on the front page, it'll say, join the resistance, meaning take the pledge to not be distracted while you're driving.
And particularly that person who was in front of me yesterday at the stoplight and sat there at the green light for about 2 minutes.
Because they're looking at their phone.
Because they were looking at their phone. Zerofatalities.com.
Back with your check-ins in just a minute.
Time is running out for you to make a film for the radio. Sensuous. Sensuous. Spell it with me now. S-E-N-S-U-O-U-S. And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn is on the roof of his lovely West Valley bungalow installing some new shingles. His friend LeVar is down below on the porch having an ice cold glass of root beer. Again, the word is sensuous. Looks like you're doing a bang-up job with them shingles, Legrand. That hole's being patched up just fine.
Well, I got to get this done before the snow flies. I don't want no leaking on my food storage room again this winter.
Well, if you don't want no leaking in the food storage, then you should keep Legrand Jr. out of there.
What?
Nothing. Looks like it's kind of hot up there, Legrand.
Yep. I'm as hot up here as a tin roof cat house.
You're what?
Nothing. Hey, what's that you're drinking down there?
Rut beer. Nice, ice-cold rut beer. Bet you could use some up there.
I could for sure. I'm as hot as a hot dog with mustard and relish.
Well, say, that's pretty hot. Bet you a nice cold Fanta root beer would sure go down good about now.
Yep, I'm really hot, Lamar. I'm so hot that if you was to, like, hold an old dry Christmas tree next to me, it would just go up like a match.
What?
I'm a hot tamale, Lamar.
Well, that's hot. Hot for sure. Bet you could use a cold drink. Some Fanta root beer, maybe. Like the one I'm sitting here in the chaise lounge drinking right now.
Yep. I'm a firecracker, Lamar.
Why would you say that, Legrand?
Never mind. I think maybe I'll just get down. You know, climb all the way down the ladder and go all the way into the kitchen and maybe get myself a sandwich and a cold drink.
What, cold drink like a rut beer?
Maybe.
Well, what kind of sandwich would you get?
Pickled egg and tuna. Why?
Well, I was thinking that since you was getting down the ladder and going into the house, since you was doing that, maybe you could get me a sandwich as well and another nice cold root beer too. Since you was already thinking about going.
Look out below!
Legrand, I was nearly... That flat of shingles nearly hit me. You should be more careful. That was an accident, wasn't it, Legrand?
That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, come on. We'll take what we can get. X96.
I have actually in the news coming up true stories of cannibalism. That was comedy cannibalism.
No, I like the real stuff.
I got real cannibalism coming up.
You like the real stuff?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
oh yeah, she does.
Dismemberment,
Yeah.
cannibal.
Well,
I
that's
love
it. You
all
got
that.
all of that in the story I got
Awesome.
for you. Yeah, starting the show officially here.
Yes, brought to you by get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
The moon is a waxing crescent moon, 46% of full. And our good friend and astronomer on the island of Maui, J.D. Armstrong,
Aloha.
sent me a little note regarding the moon. And let me give that to you right now.
Okay.
A moon note.
It says, Dear Alpha... it says, Aloha, Royal Court of the Radio. My eyes are not working yet this morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Now, this is a man who sits on top of a mountain in Maui at a big telescope a lot of times.
Multi-million-dollar telescope.
He's a friend of the program. He's an actual astronomer. He's not an amateur astronomer. He's an actual astronomer, J.D. Armstrong. Thanks for letting me listen. My must go today. Maybe I should save it.
Okay.
Well, it's about the moon and the blue moon.
Oh, do it here.
You've already
All right.
dived in.
My must go today is the incorrect definition that a blue moon is the second full moon in a month that has 2 full moons. A blue moon is the third full moon in a season that has 4 full moons.
That's not as fun as...
Well, wait a minute.
All right.
The incorrect month concept came about in 1946 when an amateur astronomer misunderstood the definition of a blue moon. Language does change, but a month begins and ends at different points in time depending on the time zone. Thus, we could have had the situation where Hawaii has a blue moon and Australia does not. So that doesn't work.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah. On the other hand, the beginning and ending of seasons are well defined. Seasons begin and end based on the alignment of the Earth's rotational axis with the sun. You see what he's saying here? So the seasons begin and end at the same instant for everyone on the planet.
Right.
Okay.
That makes a much better definition.
It's just...
A blue moon is the third full moon of a season that has 4 full moons.
I just like it's 2 in a month.
Yeah.
I can wrap my head around 2 in a month.
You cannot wrap your head around the fact that there is a season, spring.
Yeah.
Begins and ends the same time for everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
If there are 4 full moons in that season, the third one is a blue moon.
That's too much. Too many details.
How do you ever find your damn house?
2 in a month.
What's your address, Gina?
I can follow
Do you
that.
remember your phone number?
2 in a month.
There are breadcrumbs.
Yeah, there's
Lord.
4. It's the third one and the
Good
thing.
Lord,
and
what
Joe stands out on the front porch with a flashlight
Yeah.
and waves it across. Here, babe.
All
Here,
right,
boots.
let's start the show. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Sorry, JD, amateur astronomer Gina Barberi.
Everything being too much, and check-ins brought to you by...
No, we haven't started the show.
Oh,
yet.
you didn't
No,
do...
no.
you've just
I have
been
to tell you, the moon will rise today at 11:55 a.m. Today being Wednesday. It's the 24th. Yeah, the 24th day of January in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's most dapper radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred. I'm hurrying. Gina Barberi, senior producer over there, Richard Stedman filling in for Kerry, Dylan producing video, x96.com/live. Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal. Go!
Man, we could do that every week like that.
Check-ins brought to you by... Join us February 2nd for the first ever Utah Podcast Summit. It's the first full-day conference for Utah's podcasters. Learn how to grow your brand, engage in new audiences, make more money, and build a community. Go to utahpodcastsummit.com.
It's National Compliment Day. Gina?
Yes?
Let me compliment you on proving once again that you're a basic person. I like that about you.
It's not
complicated.
compliment
Not
day.
you are not complicated. You're just a basic person, and I like that about you.
Interesting, though, because the best of we played this morning before 6 was 21 minutes of backhanded compliments in an X poll. So
There we go.
suited. Francis is on the phone.
Francis,
Good morning.
Hi, Francis.
Maybe.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good,
Well,
how are
Francis, how are you?
Good. Just going to work this morning.
Well, Francis, where do you work? It's, nice to have you on the phone, by the way. Where do you work, sir?
Yeah, I just work. I'm a director for a nonprofit organization, and your comment this morning about being late for
Running
work
late. Yeah. Are you running late right
got
now?
me to call in.
Are you running
I'm
late
sorry,
right
what was
now?
that?
Are you running late right now?
No, actually, the reason I called was because I've actually been at my job for 20 years now, and I've never called out sick, not once, and I've only been late 3 times in 20 years. So I just thought that was a really good accomplishment.
It is.
Well,
Yeah.
10
Well done.
a rose on your nose, Francis. Makes you better. I'll bet you had a perfect attendance record in school.
There you go.
See? Yeah.
Thanks,
But,
Francis.
long-time listener, first-time caller, and I've never checked in before, so I just wanted to try it this morning.
Well, and isn't it nice listening all this time and you call in and then I insult you? Isn't that?
People have come to expect that.
Francis,
Yes.
just quickly, give a plug for your nonprofit.
I work for the Friends of Multiple Sclerosis Charities, which just picks up used clothing and household items for donations. So.
Excellent.
Well, thanks,
Excellent.
Francis.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a good guy. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Francis.
See you, Francis.
Jason.
87.
morning.
Hi, Jason. 877-602-9696. There are lines available to check in. What's up with you, Jason?
Well, I am running about an hour and a half late for work. I should have been up and gone at 3:45 this morning.
Oh my God.
That's way late.
So do you your excuse would be that you just overslept. Is that right?
Yeah, after getting back from Vegas, I drive semi and I did a haul down there Sunday into Monday, and after getting back, I just had to catch up on sleep, and
Yeah.
so
Will you get in trouble?
it caught up with me last night.
Will you get in trouble?
Probably. I'm waiting for the phone call.
Yeah.
But as a driver on these roads, I'm glad that as a driver of a semi, you are getting a little extra sleep. That's probably
Yeah,
the safer
it's
thing
good to have
do.
the rest.
You know, Jason, when I was a kid I worked in a bakery and was going to high school and then college, worked in a bakery. And I was supposed to get up at like 2 in the morning and go to work in the bakery and then go to college at 10. And I would constantly sleep through my alarm and everything. The bakery would call me. They'd call and say, "You're now an hour late for work.
This
You better
bread's
get in
not
here."
going to bake itself, Bill Allred.
I was late all the time for that job. So,
Yep.
All right, Jason, thanks for checking in.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
All right, see you later. See, we got, there's somebody there.
Yeah, I don't have a
It's
name yet.
not a name, but
You.
hi, you. Who are you?
This is Sam.
Hi,
Sam, what's up with you?
Oh, I'm not much. I'm headed into work.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you work, Sam?
I work for Unified Fire Authority. I'm headed out to Magna right now to work on the at the fire department.
Do you ever run late for work?
No, and little Francis can stick it. I haven't been sick in over 20 years. I've never been late, never been sick.
In 20
so
years.
20
Pin the rose on my nose.
That might be my sign off today, Francis.
No, he said little Francis
Little
can stick
Francis.
it.
Can stick it.
That's right.
Yeah, but you're both doing good work. You help with the save people from fires, and Francis is doing good work as well. So thanks for
He sure does.
thanks for checking in with us, Sam.
Thanks,
Glad you
Sam.
listened to the show.
Little Francis.
Thanks. See you. Bye.
Little Francis can stick it.
Francis, he's just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know that he was kidding.
Well,
No, I think he's
I think
called
he
it.
meant every bit of it.
Francis was all up and like, I wouldn't believe it.
let's see. We've got teacher Leslie checking in. My little baby Yorkie. That face makes me never want to leave. It is hard when you have something cute at home.
She gave birth to a Yorkie.
Yeah, my little baby Yorkie. You know what mine is?
What makes you run late for work?
If I get the tweezers out and start
Oh no.
tweezing things,
Yep. You can't get into that.
I lose track of time because you start looking. You go, oh, there's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there, and
If I took care of myself at all, that would be a distraction and make me
Tweezers?
late. But no. I mean, tweezers or fingernails
Grooming of any
or
kind?
teeth brushing. It's up. Clothes that are on the floor next to the bed, and here.
Wait a minute, you don't brush your teeth before you come
No,
in?
I have a toothbrush here.
Warren Zevon is checking in. Today is his birthday. It says here in the chat room. Thanks, Warren. I love Warren. We should play a Warren Zevon song for Potty Break.
Oh, okay.
All right. We could play Werewolves of London.
We could.
Why? Yeah, why not?
We could.
Coming up, we've got.
Well, no, it's the concert and community calendar. We'll probably play something to do with that.
Coming up, we've got news, and we'll do your things that must go. Gina, you want to do a quick look at traffic for us?
Sure. Let's see. Actually, things are looking great this morning so far. Freeway speeds, no accidents. Unless you see something, you go, hey, well, I'm looking at an accident right here. Text that to us, 33986.
All right. Well, keep it up then. Keep it
Yeah.
up. Drive safe. We'll be back with your things that must go and your news coming up.
Ranlife.com is the website.
Yes, Ran Life, our good friends, the local mortgage folks at Ran Life. I have a mortgage.
Melon. Melon. Spell it with me now. M-E-L-O-N. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our good Utah friend, LeVar. LeVar has gone to the post office on an errand for his neighbor, LeGrand R. Dunn. Let's listen as LeVar steps up to the clerk's window at the post office. Again, the word is melon.
Next! Next! You, there, the man with the baggy overalls and the wide tie. No, not you. You, the wide tie with the palm trees and the hula girls on it.
Who, me?
Yes, you're next. Would you step up to the window here, sir?
Sure, I'm coming. What's your danged hurry?
The U.S. mail doesn't wait, sir.
Okay, well, keep your shirt on. I'm here.
Yes, I see that, and still, I wait for you to state your purpose.
Well, I don't know about that. I just came here on an errand for my friend. I don't got no purpose.
Fine. What errand are you on for your friend?
My friend, LeGrand R. Dunn, needs to send something to his boy who's on a mission in Scotland, okay?
Yes, that's fine.
I think it is. Scotland's a real nice place, they say. But I hear them Scots are pretty hard to convert. They's big drinkers, you know. That's where Scotch comes from. And McDonald's, too, now that I think about it.
How may I help you, sir?
Well, let me see. I got the note from LeGrand here in my pocket somewhere. Let me, It's got what he wanted me to get for him written on it. If I could just find it.
Look,
here.
sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step aside for a moment until you're ready, okay? We got tons of people waiting here, and we're real busy.
Well, just keep your panties on. I got it right. Yeah, it's right here. Here it is. My friend LeGrand needs a melon tube.
Sorry? He needs
a melon tube. He sent me here to buy him a melon tube.
Well, perhaps you'd be better off running your errand at the Western Garden Center then.
You postal workers has got a real funny sense of humor. No, he needs a melon tube to send something to his boy.
Sir, we're prohibited from sending produce overseas.
No, it ain't produce. It's a poster with the articles of faith on it. He don't want to fold it up. He wants to roll it up and put it in a tube and mail it, and that's why
Next!
he needs a melon. What about my melon tube?
This is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and it will blow your head clean off. Now, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
Oh, you know, I think he memorized all of them articles of faith to get his CTR ring. Anywho, I'll just, don't you worry about it. I'll just be on my way, okay? Next! Who's next? Don't keep this man waiting. Who's next?
Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
6:35 right now, and time for Big Boy News.
And then things that must go.
Yes, brought to you by.
Brought to you by National Auto Plaza. Who builds the best trucks? National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories you haven't even thought of yet, all to take your next adventure to a whole new level.
Lifted accessories? Is that what
Lifted, comma, accessories.
Lifted.
Like a lifted
Does that
truck.
mean
Like a
lifts for
pumped up-
trucks?
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah, they're lifted. That truck is lifted.
You know, it's taller than it
They make
was
lifts.
when it came from the
okay.
factory.
I got it. Okay.
News.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I was distracted. I was looking at something
Bill.
else.
No distracted newsing.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had, well, here we go. So I just wanted to make sure I had the story for you, Gina.
Thank you.
Headline caught my eye. I don't know. Did you see this?
Which one?
Woman's dismembered body
Yes.
found on kitchen stove.
Kitchen stove.
So you didn't see this?
No.
Your true crime alert is not working well. The dismembered remains of Magdalena Aguilar Romero, 25 years old. Lovely woman. You can see her at x96.com/live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently an apple a day did not keep the dismemberer away.
Geez.
Wow.
She's holding an apple in her hand and smiling. The remains were discovered at her ex-husband's home. Magdalena Aguilar Romero was last seen leaving her home in the city of Taxco, Mexico, the morning of January 13, after saying she was going to pick up her kids from her ex-husband's home. State security spokesman Roberto Alvarez said the woman's remains were found Monday in the home of her ex-husband, who was identified as Cesar Gomez Arcieniega. Arcieniega. That's what it is, Arcieniega. It is presumed, the spokesperson said, that she was cooked. Police said Romero's legs and arms.
Oh, you gotta have a big pot for that.
You like this, don't you, Gina?
Mm-hmm.
Were found inside of a pot on the stove, while her already cooked pelvis was found.
Eat the pelvis?
Maybe that should be your sign off.
That'll be mine.
That's about, I've heard you say some really stupid and offensive things that you stumble into. That is maybe the worst
I've said way more than that.
Well, no, that's not that I've heard. It was found in a bag near the stove, a local paper reported, and in a nearby refrigerator, the rest of the body was found, waiting.
Well, you can't eat it all at once.
Waiting to be cooked. Police said they're investigating Arcieniega for femicide, they say. That's what they call it in Mexico, killing of a woman when the motive is directly related to the victim's gender.
It's called what again?
Femicide.
Femicide.
See if you can make an inappropriate comment about that.
No, he'll just leave that.
Yeah.
Tragedy. So many tragedies. I missed this one yesterday. I forgot to mention it. Naomi Parker Fraley. You know who that is?
Nope.
The real Rosie the Riveter.
Oh.
The woman who was
the
woman who was, yes, she was actually a worker in a factory. So she was, it says here that there's a picture of her in 1942 leaning over a piece of machinery, a lovely young woman with her hair in a scarf, and she's working in some kind of a factory. And it says she was likely the inspiration for Rosie the Riveter.
I was about to say hotly contested, because there's like 5 people who claim I was the model, or this is who it's modeled after. So.
I know, but they've done a lot of research, and they say it's pretty much sure
she's
that
most
she is
likely.
Yeah, she is the one. She died Saturday at the age of 96 in Longview, Washington. And if you don't know who Rosie the Riveter is, look her up, okay? Because
the polka dot bandana and the arm flex.
Yeah, red scarf.
You would think that people know who that is, right? Rosie the Riveter?
Most.
All right, let's see. Then some other tragedies, which I didn't pull out of the file, and now I have to go find them really quickly. But if you like the Teletubbies.
I always thought they were creepy.
A little creepy, but the little tiny kids, I thought they were creepy, but you put them down in front of Teletubbies, they go, Oh, they liked him.
We got a dead Teletubby.
Yeah, dead Teletubby. And the Teletubby, Tinky Winky. That's who.
Oh no!
It was Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky's the
blue one,
the most popular one.
with
I think.
with the like an antenna on his on its head. One of the guys.
It's not the same Tinky Winky
who
all
played
the time?
Tinky Winky. Tinky Winky was the alleged gay Teletubby.
No, the pink one was the alleged gay one.
No, Tinky Winky. Simon Shelton, he died last week, according to his son, who told the BBC his dad passed away Wednesday. Shelton's niece, Emily Attak, said her uncle was taken suddenly. Simon scored the Teletubbies role as the purple Teletubby after the original actor was fired in 1997. He stayed in the purple suit through 2001. Also, this story about children's icons.
Okay.
This is the one I could never stand. Dylan loved this when he was a little boy. Barney. Now, he's not dead.
You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug.
According to a story published on Tuesday by Vice, a man who played the purple dinosaur Barney, David Joyner, started a tantra sex business. Tantric sex business called Tantra Harmony. Joyner started his practice.
Business, huh?
Yes, for $350. Joyner's clients or goddesses get a full session, which can include a ritual bath, chakra balancing, a massage, and possibly an orgasm to help release all of their blocked energy.
So he's a prostitute.
No, $350. No, he gives them a ritual bath. He balances their chakra, does a massage, and then possibly brings them to.
You can't promise that.
Yeah,
because you can't.
It's called Tantra Harmony, and he does it in the Barney suit, which is which is great. Also, let's move on to other news. Let's see. Now, 2 people have been arrested out in. I don't think I'd like to live in Harriman. The Harriman seems like it's a dangerous place. There's always something
it's the Wild
weird.
West.
Of Salt Lake County, move over, Magna.
There's always something weird going on in Harriman.
Yeah,
I mean, remember that the story? Wasn't that in Harriman where the guy shot the other guy because he was dating his daughter and they were following each other in cars?
That was on my street in Bluffdale.
Well, that was Bluffdale, close to Harriman. It was Harriman adjacent.
Yeah.
I think it spilled over into Bluffdale from Harriman. Police say that a woman who shares a last name with a shooting suspect in Harriman. Now, this guy's still on the lam, but a woman who shares his last name has been arrested.
Oh.
Officers arrested Tasha Llewellyn of Riverton late Tuesday in connection with the Saturday morning shooting that led to a day-long manhunt in Harriman. They wouldn't say if she was related to the alleged gunman. Maybe they're just going around arresting people with the last name of Llewellyn. If your last name is Llewellyn,
there's a warrant out for you.
Hide out. I guess they're arresting. They also arrested a younger Llewellyn, Misty Llewellyn, 24 years old. But they're not saying.
It sounds like a family crime ring.
Well, but nobody's saying. The trio are acquaintances of Mr. Llewellyn, and were believed to have some knowledge as to what's going on and maybe where the suspect is.
Could there be a more Utah name for a crime ring than the Llewellyns?
Nope.
The Llewellyn Gang. Speaking of Harriman again, Harriman High School students, they published on their online newspaper that story about a teacher who they alleged was having inappropriate texting with another student, and the school pulled that all out, pulled the website down, took that out of the news feed, said you can't do it.
Which I think was the right thing
to
do.
These students are now pushing back, and they are launching their own website and paper called the Harriman Telegram to post the article and other coverage. Students also launched an online petition asking that student editors of the school's Harriman Telegraph have the ability to publish and edit content restored. We want to actually do our job as a publication and write stories that people care about, said Max Gordon, editor-in-chief of the school newspaper. We can't do that with the Telegraph when anything even slightly controversial is censored. Sandra Riesgraf, Remember her from Fox 13? Spokeswoman for the Jordan School District says the changes at issue to the school newspaper's website were made to ensure that the students' journalistic work is accurate, but the students say, no, they're just censoring us. We're starting our own. I applaud them for trying to fight against the establishment. That's, that shows a little initiative.
So the kicker on that, though, is at the start of the year, I think they had a new teacher or at least a new initiative with the teacher, sat him down and said, you know what, we need to make bold choices. We need to be more than just, hey, there's
Here's
French
what's
fries
going
in the
on.
cafeteria kind of thing. Like they made the initiative, and this was the first time that they had been like, you know what, we're doing a bold story. So for those kids, it's very much I think this is what we want you to do. Hey, we did it. Yeah, don't actually.
But if it's something alleged and they don't have proof, and you can't just print stuff.
But apparently, what they have and what they printed was, police are investigating, and that is true. Police are investigating a former teacher, who may be having improper text exchanges with a student at Harriman High School who is 17. That's out there. That's
real. They're just reporting it.
They found that. They reported it.
I guess I'd have to read what it said, because maybe it said,
if they did it inappropriately, sure, then they can say, hey, guys, this isn't how this is. But if it is a legitimate, cited, newsworthy article, there's no reason it shouldn't be able to be out there.
I agree, and I think it was. I think they just reported the facts as they were known.
Let's do sports and climate change, Gina.
All right. Let's see. We've got the Jazz. They're on the road tonight at Detroit. That's an early game, 5 o'clock. And there's an arrest warrant out for Floyd Mayweather Sr.,
oh, yeah?
Daddy Mayweather, over a battery charge he faces stemming from an incident in September where he was apparently pulling a woman out of a car in Las Vegas, and she didn't want to get out, so he yanked her out, and then he punched her. He's 65. My guess is his son can post bail for him. Let's see your climate change update. It's the warm.
Before the storm.
Before the storm. 47 for a high today. I know. That's climate change.
That's terrible.
So all that snow you got a couple of days ago, that'll melt.
Yeah.
But should
and
get
some more.
An inch or two more tomorrow, but 47, quite warm today. Traffic. Let me refresh quickly. Crash southbound I-15 approaching 6th North. Cars are on both shoulders, not causing any delays yet because there's not a whole lot of traffic out there yet, but could momentarily. And that's the only accident being reported. As a friend of the program said in our text stream, if you're texting in traffic, please do it responsibly. Of course, do it when you're stopped. Please don't text me when you're driving. But if you do see something, let us know. 33986. Wreck your ride. Trust Everest Collision to put your needs on top. Download the Everest Collision app. Start your claim, and they'll take it from there with locations in Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden, or everestcollision.com.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Things that must go.
Things must go.
It should be, but it's not. Well, I'll read this for you.
Okay.
Join us on February 2nd for the first ever Utah Podcast Summit. It's the first full-day conference for Utah's podcasters. Learn how to grow your brand, engage a new audience, make more money, and build a community. Visit utahpodcastsummit.com.
Things that must go.
I don't know where that one is, but I found the old one.
Must go. Things that must go. These are things that are bugging you, the friends of the program, things that you think you need to get rid of in your life. Please, if you have them, send them to us. radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I'll start. I have one of my own today. It is people who start a sentence and then never really seem to get to the end of it because they are on an up note.
They trail
and it's
off.
always like a question. And everything they say, they talk on and goes up into a question. They say, they read things like, here, I'll do this with Becky's. This is my things that must go, or actually things that must stay. I've had an interesting week. My position was eliminated, and all of the negatives that come with that have been positives. Thank you, my sadly former coworkers, for your kind words. Amazing gifts and pick-me-ups. Now, if my crying headache could go away, all would be okay. Love you all, Becky.
Yeah,
I hate it when people do that.
Annoying.
It's awful. Let's see. This one is from Don't Use My Name. The bumper sticker recently spotted in South Jordan that says "Eternal Lives Matter" on it. Must go.
Ooh.
This is just stupid and in terrible taste.
It is.
I'm sure that the Mormon sense of humor loves this, but it's just stupid. In a way, I mean, I understand what they're doing.
It's a take on Black Lives Matter.
It's kind of offensive.
Which is offensive.
Yeah, it's kind of offensive.
Well, sometimes we are.
Sometimes.
We the Mormons?
Yeah, sometimes we are. Sometimes in an effort to be really funny and clever, we miss the boat and go, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
You should stop that.
You mean like yesterday when you said that you were going to make sure that I was saved after I die?
Not like that. That's real.
That's kind of offensive to me.
I just want to give you the option in heaven. That's all.
I don't want the option because
you don't know right now.
Yes, I do.
You may want it.
Stomatitis must go, she says. It's a genetic mouth disease in cats that causes the gums to pull away from the teeth, causing food to get in between them, that gets infected, causing teeth to become inflamed and fall out. My poor kitty has this. You know, I would say to this woman, don't feel bad for your kitty, but I have it as well. It causes her so much pain. We've had to get some of the teeth pulled out. It's really expensive. My little kitty's only 2, and it makes me sad. My coworker who voted for Donald Trump, who goes on and on about how wonderful he is, must go, and how he's done so much for our country within the last year. Her ignorance makes me sick. Well, wait till you hear in our next newscast what Chris Stewart, our Utah representative, has to say about Donald Trump. I think he's in love.
Oh, isn't that adorable?
Also, the same coworker being extremely nosy. She asks personal questions, and when there's any type of drama going on with anyone else in the office, and then she feels the need to discuss it with everybody. I don't care about other people's business. I just want to get my work done. And finally, most importantly, the driver's license of the person who caused the accident that almost killed 3 members of my family must go. This is not the first offense on his driving record, but one of many. I'm so grateful that everyone survived and is on the mend, but this person is absolutely a safety hazard and needs to be off the road. You guys are awesome. I've been listening for a long time. Please leave the bottle. And then finally this, blue-collar discrimination must go. Just because I work residential construction doesn't mean I'm incompetent, bud. I've got a bachelor's degree. I just make more doing this than sitting at a desk. I start law school in 6 months and actually got an email from Yale Law yesterday. But since I wear a tool bag, I'm constantly perceived as a dumbass. Make that go away. Thank you.
You want me to go, Gina?
Sure.
Okay, this one from John. That thing when you're waiting in line to order, the person in front of you is staring at their phone or in some way distracted. By the time they get to the front, they take an additional 15 minutes to look at the menu. The purpose of the giant menu screen is so that while you're waiting in line, you can plan ahead what you will be ordering. Also, Facebook drama and the Trump administration. It doesn't really need to be listed, but I feel like I should mention it. Hope you like these, says John. I enjoy listening every morning. This one from Don't Use My Name. This is my first time sending in Things Must Go, so I hope this really works. When there are parking spaces designated for low-emission, fuel-efficient vehicles, but there are no spaces and they're not monitored, so anyone can park there. As someone who drives a low-emissions car, I appreciate businesses going to the effort to make those parking spaces, but they are useless if you let anyone park there. I'm talking to you, Harriman.
What about
again with the Harriman?
Yeah. What about if it's somebody like me? My car is not a low-emission car, but I am.
Yeah.
Low emissions.
She might be talking to you.
Can I park there if I have low emissions?
My 10-month-old who thinks it's funny to scream bloody murder at the top of his lungs. I've been told it's just a phase and there's not much I can do about it, but for the love, I need this phase to end. I'm starting to lose my hearing.
Yeah.
Third, the fact that my mom is so surprised that my husband is actually a wonderful, loving father to our baby, despite the fact that he's not Mormon anymore.
How could that possibly be?
Wait, he's great. You're sure he's not secretly? And finally, developing food allergies as an adult must go. Why is my body punishing me for trying to feed it something that I've eaten for years? Thank you so much for letting me listen. Insert witty sign off here. And then finally this. People who are not aware of how loud they talk when I can very clearly hear you from the opposite side of the room. Not only is it annoying, but it sends me into rage. Shut up. Sincerely, Jake.
Hello.
Hi.
This is from Please Don't Use My Name. Things that must go, my husband, his indecisiveness. Yes, let's have another baby. 2 days later, hell no, no more kids. Stop getting my hopes up. Either we unwrap the sausage or we don't.
What?
Just
really?
Just pick one so I can either get excited or get rid of the baby stuff.
Unwrap the sausage.
We don't need to repeat it.
Let's see. This is first things that must go. Girls who take a selfie and then tag their boyfriends in it on social media. What's the point of that? Does he not have his own Snapchat or text so you can send him the picture? Or are you marking your territory? It needs to stop. Also, people who don't want children but feel the need to tell you how to raise yours. And this is from Josh. Greetings. My only must go this week is when radio talk show hosts eat food on the air. Now, I'm not going to call to any of you specifically, but when Bill's chewing on the radio, we can always hear it. It is not a pleasant sound.
There are some people who love it.
Must you be so gluttonous that you can't wait just a few minutes for a commercial to consume that tasty muffin?
Yeah, sometimes.
I know they don't allow call center representatives or customer service folks to chew food on the phone, so why do you get a pass?
Well, and Todd
because I make more money than they do.
That's my only complaint. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Please make it go away. Thanks. And just quickly, one of my own. Women, get up 10 minutes earlier. And maybe I'm going to direct this at you too, Richie.
I'm a lady.
Who brushes his teeth at work.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready at home before you come to work.
Nope.
I go in the bathroom here, and this happens, a couple times a month. And there's a woman in there at the sink with all of her makeup out on the counter and her flat iron. And I go to wash my hands and I have to wade through and I'm worried I'm going to get water all over your stuff. But get ready at home.
They probably go to the gym before they come to work, but then they don't shower.
Then get ready at the gym. You don't come to work and get ready for work.
You're inconveniencing Gina.
No, it's stuff all over the counter.
Yeah, I mean, if there's stuff everywhere, I mean, I don't mind if keep on your side.
Get ready at home or get ready at the gym. You don't come to work and brush your damn teeth, Richie. Brush your teeth at home.
Yeah, don't worry you're not going to inconvenience Gina at the gym. You won't see her there.
No.
That's things that must go.
Crash southbound I-15 approaching 600 north. The cars are both off to the side and not causing much slowage there. Crash 5600 west, SR 201 in West Valley. It's in the median. And looks like that's about it this morning. I'm going to check our message stream quickly and see if anybody sent anything in there. Nope, but if you want to send something in, please do it responsibly. Text it to 33986.
You shouldn't be putting on your makeup and doing all your hair and stuff at Diamonds Direct either.
No,
they have a nice showroom.
Get ready before you go to Diamonds Direct.
Exactly. Diamonds Direct, if you're planning to get engaged this year, there are things you should do, and one of them is find a nice ring.
It's Valentine's Day, popular time for people to get engaged. And if you want to have a ring made for you, meaning you pick out the center diamond that goes in the setting, Diamonds Direct is the place to go because there are so many to choose from.
But maybe you're not a diamond person, but you want a nice engagement ring. They have plenty of other kinds of engagement jewelry at Diamonds Direct. All shapes, sizes. They have rare and precious diamonds. They have colored stones. They have all kinds of stuff. Remember, because Diamonds Direct eliminates all the middlemen, they can save you a lot of money. They guarantee that you'll get the best value. You'll save money by shopping at Diamonds Direct. They promise that. So for 2018, Diamonds Direct has expanded their selection, and they'd like you to see it right now. Go to their store. They are, let's see. It says here, and it's true, we are lucky to have Diamonds Direct here.
Yeah.
There are a few other stores around the country, and Salt Lake is one of the lucky cities that has a Diamonds Direct store. So go check them out. They're at 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
And coming up, we're going to play an interview from the Sundance Film Festival. An interview we did with Sasha Alexander. We'll tell you about that in just a minute.
The Sundance Film Festival is back in Utah January 18th through the 28th with screenings in parks.
Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Siri, find me a big bad truck.
The biggest, badass trucks are at National Auto Plaza.
Radio from Hell is on X96. Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
So the Sundance Film Festival, of course, still going on. We were up there on Friday and then again on Monday, interviewing filmmakers and actors and actresses. This is an actress that I really, really, really like in a movie that's at Sundance. It's also an actress that I kind of misidentified at one point. Here's Sasha Alexander.
All right, so we're here, and we've got Sasha Alexander, who has joined us. At Bill's request, we had the director of Bernard and Huey when we were here on Friday.
Broadway Media is a great company. We provide them service all the time.
Can you produce in the morning as well? He said, you know what, let me see what I can do, see what her schedule is. And so we get Sasha Alexander here, strikingly beautiful woman, and Bill starts to wax on about a character that she's not.
Yeah.
That she's not in the show.
I got the wrong character.
No, she's on the show, just a different.
Yeah, just the wrong character.
No, and she's a very beautiful woman in the show. I mean, it's even better because you guys don't watch Shameless.
I don't.
And Dylan and I are big fans. And so, no, I was thinking that she was the Russian prostitute. And she went, no.
Nope.
That's not me. But I know why you think that, because my name is Sasha.
Yeah. But you do have some very steamy sex scenes with Lip, one of the kids in the. He's not a kid; he's a college student,
Yes.
and you're his professor.
I play Helene Runyon.
Yeah,
played his run. Yeah,
who was in several episodes. How many episodes were you in?
I did 3 seasons.
3 seasons. So and great. And just all of the characters they write for Shameless are just incredible.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And William H. Macy won a
Golden Globe.
I know.
No, and a
SAG award.
SAG award.
Yeah.
But
what did you? But what was the compliment after not knowing that thinking I was that? Oh wait, even more. You're totally different than what I thought, which is a compliment. So thank you.
Yeah, and you are totally different from that professor character as well. I don't know.
In Bernard and Huey, I mean.
in Bernard and Huey, you're very different. You're very analytical, very beautiful woman. But I guess you're his psychologist or psychiatrist. Jim Rash, or
no, I'm not his. I'm actually just his best friend. I am a psychologist.
But you are a therapist.
Therapist, but his best friend with privileges, let's say.
Yeah, you sleep with him a lot, and then then in Bernard and Huey, and then you also analyze him, or he forces you to kind of analyze him. He talks a lot.
He talks a lot.
Yeah. And about his problems, and you sort of help analyze him. It's a really interesting dynamic, I think, in that movie.
Did you enjoy the movie?
I did. I enjoyed it I enjoyed it mainly for the performances more than the story, really.
Right.
I was just blown away by David Koechner, who I had no idea.
Well, because both Jim Rash and David Koechner, you were saying
they're comedy guys.
You are not used to seeing them in this way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've worked with David before, and I know him. I think this is one of my most favorite performances of his, because it has this dramatic element of this guy who is, he's just struggling. Everyone is flawed in this movie, which is what I like about it.
Yeah.
And it's about people.
Yeah.
And we don't see that often. I mean, we see films with a lot of, I think, these kind of romantic comedies, if you want to put it in that category, sometimes rush through and don't give it the breadth that the characters need. And it felt to me very...
Yeah, that's what I mean by the story. The story is almost incidental in a way to just how the people interact with each other in it. And David Koechner, you're used to him kind of being this brash kind of, and he is that. He's the kind of pushy, brash, a little bit overweight kind of, drinks too much guy.
Yeah.
and then in behind his eyes, and you see this like sadness and this humanity all the time.
Yeah.
And Jim Rash, you know, I'm used to seeing him as that, you know,
Community.
shrill, kind of over the top gay guy in Community, and here he is. He's kind of pretty well built.
Yep, he
You know what I
sure
mean?
is.
You see him sort of naked.
Yes, he sure is.
You love to hear that.
Yes, he's kind of, you know.
When we were talking to the director, Richie had a good question. Now that we have one of the actors here, they're improv guys. They're known for improv.
Keckner and Jim Rash.
Do you have an improv background at all?
Very little. I did years ago, but I haven't done it in a long time. But boy, is it fun to play ball with those guys, because you just get in a ring with them, and you know anything can happen. And they're both such generous, kind men that it's fun to do. They're not. It's really fun. So we were fortunate to have about 4 or 5 days of rehearsal. It was in our director Dan's house. He cooked for us. It was very tasty. And so we would eat and kind of run these scenes. And inevitably, when you're working with guys like that, they're going to come up with changes and so forth. And you know, sometimes things, the way in which you do it, the tone in which you go to it, was just really fun to be able to play that way. Because when we got on set, it was an independent film, and we didn't have so many takes, and Dan chose to shoot it in a very simple way in terms of like long lenses and sometimes just one take, so it felt like a play.
Yeah, it's very, very much like a play.
And so when you would go in the scene with them, it was just, to me, it's so freeing to be able to know that the other person on the other side is going to play with you. But I'm game like that. You know, you couldn't even work on a show like Shameless if you're not game. I mean,
my
Shameless
God, I
is
guess,
like, you got to go. You got to go. There's 5 cameras pointed at you. You don't know what's happening.
And sometimes you're naked.
And sometimes you're naked doing it. Exactly.
Which is like, I don't know. I used to be an actor, and I had to be naked on stage one time. And I almost couldn't stand it. And this was live theater rather than film, and I just almost couldn't stand it.
You're still in therapy about it.
It's just
it's not for everyone, that's for sure.
No, it's hard to do. It's Sasha Alexander. What do you? Bernard and Huey, and come and see it at Sundance or Slam Dance. And if you don't get a chance to see it, I think it will appear somewhere. Somebody will do something with it.
I think so.
Because it's a great character study. What are you working on these days now?
Well, I have another film coming out with Ludacris, Chris Bridges. It's really, really film I'm rather proud of as well, called Ride. And we don't know the exact dates of all of it yet, but it's very topical because it's about a true story about an interracial couple who adopt a young boy who was raised a white supremacist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but then he becomes a world champion BMX X Games kid. Real beautiful story about family and ties and obviously racism and
interesting twist to it.
Interesting, beautiful movie. So we're out promoting that as well soon. So I'm excited about that.
Thanks for coming by. I'm sorry I mistook your character.
That's okay.
But now that I met you in person, now I'm going to go back and find those episodes that you're in.
Thank you. And that
Shameless.
actress is Isadora, and she's fabulous.
She is great.
Watch it for both.
And she's
fabulous.
She is very Russian in the series. I don't know how she is around the set.
No, not in life. She's not. No. She's putting on a very
much
big Russian. Yes, she is.
Yes,
she's putting that on. She's not that way.
Right. Sasha Alexander, thank you for stopping by. Great to meet you. And you were great in Shameless and in Bernard and Huey.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And there you have it. More Sundance to go. You can find it all now at x96.com, or if you subscribe to the Radio from Hell podcast, they're all available there. We'll play some more tomorrow and also on Friday.
Quick check of traffic for you.
Yes, please.
Crash northbound I-15 approaching 90th South in Sandy. Cars are on the left shoulder. Traffic is slow and backing toward 123rd South. Crash 5600 West at the 201 freeway ramps. Cars are in the median. And let's see, crash southbound I-15 approaching 6 North. Cars are off to the side on the shoulder, so not causing very much slowage there. That's traffic.
We got bonus round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, the kids need to know these things. Number 2, an apology is not enough. And number 3, splitting up the twins.
I have joined the resistance. I took a second yesterday and went to zerofatalities.com.
And what happened?
And I signed up.
And
Okay.
you pledge.
I'm going to try and win prizes and stuff.
Now, what's the process? You go to, so this is all in an attempt to reduce fatalities on the road.
Distracted driving.
Yeah, distracted driving is a big problem. Even if you don't do it, you're around people who do it, you'll see them. And a lot of times you'll see somebody weaving in front of you or something like that. You go, what the? And then you go, this is not drunk. They're on their phone.
And if you go to zerofatalities.com and join the resistance, which just is pledging, you sign up and pledge to not distracted drive. You can win things like hats and water bottles and stuff for your car and like a blanket. Like everybody should have a blanket in their car. That
I'm
kind
in.
Of thing.
I need a blanket for my car. Go to zerofatalities.com. If you're wondering about those electronic road signs, those electronic highway signs out on I-15 and 215, it says join the resistance. That's what that's all about.
And it's not just texting. People think that. It's
No.
also putting your makeup on. It's also eating.
Talking
It's
on the phone.
anything that could be distracting for you.
I do not allow any driver in my car to eat, and I just pretty much don't allow eating in the car, period. So go to zerofatalities.com.
Your boner's coming up.
Bill Allred on Twitter at RFH Bill.
Don't you know who I am?
Radio from Hell on X96.
I wasn't caring for that little bit until right at the end they pulled it out.
7:20 right now, and time for Boner of the Day, round 1. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. We'll present 2 for you, then we'll do some big boy news, and then a third. And we call that Boner of the Day round 1 because in the 8 o'clock hour we have round 2, and then the 2 winners, that being from the 7 a.m. and the 8 a.m. hour, go into the boner fight in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll give you an opportunity to vote today, and one of you lucky boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
And here we go. Oh, Bill's got to pour his Mill Creek coffee.
Sorry.
He can't
That's
do
fine.
this without his Mill Creek coffee.
I thought that I had a little extra time.
No.
Sorry. All right, here we go. Boner candidate number 1. The kids need to know these things. A Jacksonville, Florida school is apologizing to parents after a song about drugs was played at an elementary school dance. Action News Jax started looking into parents' concerns after a mother sent video to the newsroom of a song called Gucci Gang by Lil Pump. Lil Pimp's another rapper. It's Lil Pump.
I can't keep track of all the Lils.
Lil Pump. It was being played at a dance Friday at the Pickett Elementary School. The lyrics of the song are, there's a blank. I'm thinking it's bitch, but my something love do cocaine. Oh, I blank, blank. I forgot her name.
Careful, Richie. There's kids listening.
Now, there is a clean version of it. This isn't Lil Pump, is it?
This is Lil Pump Gucci Gang.
Okay, so if it's in our library, it's probably all right. Because there is a clean version, it says.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Although they do, even in the clean version, they mention cocaine.
It's not good. How do you dance to this?
It's an elementary school. They can't dance anyway.
You can dance to anything, Richie. You can't dance to
You'll
this.
dance to anything.
That's
you can
horrible.
dance to it. It is terrible.
Okay.
Anyway, the lyrics talk disrespectfully about women, make references to sex and drugs. Mother Sherry Lewis said her daughter goes to Pickett Elementary. I seen the video on Facebook, she said.
I seen it?
She said, I seen it on Facebook, and I was like, wow. Duval County
These are kids that need to be in school.
Duval County Public School. They are in school, Gina. That's why they were at the dance. Duval County. Yeah, please. Let's not detour criticizing the mother's grammar.
I'm sorry.
If you want to criticize grammar, we could do it in this room all the time. I seen it on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow!" The mother said. Duval County Public Schools told us the newsroom that the clean version of the song was played. But even the clean version mentions cocaine. I don't do drugs, and I don't want my daughter nowhere near it, even knowing that word cocaine, Ms. Lewis said. The school district sent an email saying the school principal is aware of the event on Friday and has addressed the questionable song played at the dance. Although the song was the clean version, the principal has counseled the volunteer DJ who made the song selection and has sent home a parent letter regarding the incident. And listen, the kids need to know these things. Boner candidate number one.
Now
Just reminiscent of me, I was in my doctor's office the other day, a couple of weeks ago, standing there talking to the receptionist, and they have music going, and all of a sudden on the music comes, if you want to hang out, you got to take her out, cocaine. Eric Clapton singing cocaine. And I'm talking to the receptionist, and I said, is this really an appropriate song for the doctor's office? And she said, yeah, you're probably right. No.
So, as a person who has done elementary school DJ dances.
As a person who's done cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, so a great example. The kids love Despacito. It's a Justin Bieber song. It was out before, and then Justin Bieber did it. Now everyone loves it, right? There are references to sex in that song, right? But it's on the radio, and I tell you what, when I play that at an elementary school for elementary school kids,
what are
they know every single word.
What are the references to sex in it? What are they saying?
It's just...
What do they say?
I don't even think it's in English. I think it's Spanish references to sex.
Well, then it doesn't matter. Most of the kids here are white that you go to, the schools. The schools you go to are white.
However, when I played that song, they said, you know what, we're going to have to ask you to not play the, change the song.
This
and
is from administrators who've seen the Ceci video, the original guy who did it.
Probably something like that.
Surely there's a Kids Bop version of Despacito.
But that's a thing for me that I don't like doing elementary school dances because it's
the popular songs have
all of them. All of them. So it ends up being songs that the kids don't want to listen to that are like, this song sucks, and it's like, well,
come on.
It's vanilla. Enjoy.
Come on. If you're a really good DJ,
which
and
I'm not,
want to take the time, you could find plenty of stuff. You could.
No, there are a lot, but when the kids keep coming up and they go, can you play Despacito? I go, okay, let me think. Is there any sort of something that could possibly be offensive to this?
So Richie's trying to think what is offensive about the song "Smack My Bitch Up."
Yeah.
He's trying to figure that out. And
Nothing. There's nothing offensive. The
trying
kids
to
love
figure it. Yep. All right, here's boner candidate number 2. An apology is not enough. I don't normally do boner candidates like this because it involves murder and a murderer. But the end of the story, I said to myself, no, this person is a boner. Renita Linnell Lowell, an exotic dancer, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for killing her rival exotic dancer in a strip club brawl, according to reports. Renita pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter for the June stabbing at Club Skin in Portland, according to the Oregon website Oregon Live. Prosecutors said that there was a history of bad blood between Lowell and her victim, Shantina Turner, whom she knew since childhood. Ms. Lowell arrived at Club Skin, that's with 2 N's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that makes it, I guess that makes it dirtier somehow. The night of the stabbing, after completing a shift as a dancer at Tommy Too's strip club. That's T-O-O, Tommy Too's.
Just letters together are sexy.
In the club, the pair allegedly became involved in a tussle, and Ms. Lowell pulled out a knife and stabbed her rival 3 times in the throat.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, here's the boner.
Okay.
Ms. Lowell said in court Monday, I didn't mean to kill her.
No.
You stab somebody 3 times in the throat.
The throat is a
That's pretty
vital
much-
place.
Yeah. I didn't mean to kill her, but I apologize for my actions.
Sorry. Oops, my bad.
An apology is not enough. Boner candidate number 2.
Sorry, can I go?
Yeah. Didn't mean to. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, splitting up the twins.
And boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
By the way, I looked up the English lyrics of Despacito. It's filthy.
Yeah. But I guarantee you that
really?
every kid knows every word, doesn't assign value to it.
In Spanish. It's
In
mostly
Spanish is what they know?
Yeah. It's mostly Spanish. There's only a little bit of English in it, but
so the version Richie plays is
the Spanish.
Is Spanish, the original. Because Bieber's is not Spanish, right?
No,
most of Bieber's is Spanish.
Yes. It's just I found an English translation of the Spanish part. Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
The only thing, I don't listen to popular, the mainstream stuff at all. And the only thing I know about Despacito is, for some reason, I happened to see on TV the video of the Spanish guy, whoever originally did it, and it's like 10 minutes long. It's a really, and it's joyous and wonder. You can tell it's wonderful. I mean, the way he does it, there's a lot of dancing and stuff like that. But as I was watching it, and I couldn't understand a word because it was all in Spanish. I'm watching it, I'm going, this is dirty.
You could just tell.
Yeah, sexy, dirty. All right, Gina, you're in luck.
What's that?
Another dismembering story.
Another one?
Yeah.
2 in one day?
2 in one day. Yeah, a Wyoming man.
Lucky me.
I know. A Wyoming man has entered. She's making notes. You can see she's got to. I got to look into this more. A Wyoming man has entered no contest and guilty pleas after he's been charged with killing and dismembering 2 of his childhood friends.
Should have been better friends.
The Gillette News recorded reports that 37-year-old Michael Montano pleaded no contest to 2 counts of second-degree murder and dismembering, and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of mutilation of dead bodies. Montano was arrested in October after authorities say the bodies of 33-year-old Philip Brewer and 38-year-old Jody Fortuna were found in the back of Mr. Montano's truck in a storage locker. How did he fit them into the storage locker? Well, you
have to make adjustments.
Yeah. Authorities say the victims were childhood friends of Mr. Montano in Rock Springs. They died of gunshot wounds. Authorities say it took Mr. Montano 2 days to cut up the bodies.
Ugh. It's harder than you think.
Just listen.
You should go through the joints, and you don't always think of that at first.
You start through the bone and go, I'm going to need a sharper blade.
Well, no, you should use a chainsaw. Probably a small chainsaw. Gina knows she's imparted some of this knowledge to me. She knows all about, and you think I'm kidding? She knows all about it.
I want to be prepared.
If she were ever to become a homicidal murderer, which is not likely because it takes too much energy.
I'll be the remain-seated killer.
Yeah. But the remains and the remains, well, there's got to be something there.
Salt Lake City residents on the lookout for the remain-seated killer.
An Ogden couple has been sentenced to prison for trafficking women into prostitution by beating them, intimidating them, or exploiting their drug addiction. Lindsay Reddish and Terrence Chavez Jones. Dylan, you live in Ogden. You know these folks at all? It's a small town. Were sentenced Monday. There's a picture of them at x96.com/live. And the man, neck tattoo, they were sentenced to two concurrent sentences of at least 1 and up to 15 years in prison. They pleaded guilty. They were running whores out of their apartment. According to the prosecutors, Reddish was responsible for befriending the women. The woman was.
Mm-hmm.
And then leaving them feeling indebted for drugs and favors, while Mr. Jones acted as the muscle. Keep them in line, keep them working in a commercial sex operation.
I love the way you say whores. I've noticed that over the years I've worked here. The way that
I don't know how
this show says whores. Whores.
Running a whores?
Yeah, running a whore.
You got a whore in there? What was that from? That Neighbors. Hey! We had we did a whole segment on that on the show once. Carrie found the scene and played, hey, you got a whore in there?
Well, because we interviewed whoever said that.
The guy from Saturday Night Live, the short guy. He was wore glasses. You'll remember in a second.
Short guy who
Chris Stewart. Let me get to this before we have to.
I was going to say it's not Chris Stewart.
I'm going to Google.
Oh, he's a
short
guy.
Whore in there.
You got a whore in there? He'll come up. As a matter of fact,
because we interviewed him, and okay.
Yeah, he was thrilled that he had a very small part in that movie, but hey.
Oh, Tim Kazurinsky.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Tim, and he was doing the wizard part in
Wicked.
Wicked, wasn't he?
I saw him do improv in Chicago. Yeah,
he was funny. Representative Chris Stewart, who was about as tall as Tim Kazurinsky, told Utah lawmakers yesterday that the circumstances surrounding the controversial dossier prepared during the 2016 campaign against President Donald Trump are very concerning. Now, why did he say they are very concerning? Because there are allegations that Russian prostitutes were brought to a hotel where Donald Trump was, and he watched them urinate all over a bed that apparently Obama had stayed in. Is that what's concerning to Chris Stewart? No.
Paying off a porn star? Is that?
No. What's concerning to Chris Stewart is that these allegations may not be true. These are spurious allegations. The comments came amid reports that U.S. House Republicans are refusing to share a secret memo with the Justice Department alleging misconduct by federal officials investigating ties between Trump's campaign and Russia, including that dossier. Quote, when it comes to the politicization of agencies like the FBI, the Department of Justice, and frankly, in my opinion, worst of all, the CIA, where they've been turned into political operatives, we cannot allow that to go unanswered if it's true, Stewart said. Do you see what's happened here?
Mm-hmm.
He has swallowed the pill completely. He's hook, line, and sinker in because the Republicans, and more importantly, it's not the Republicans, it's Sean Hannity and people like that have begun spinning this whole Russian thing into, you know why this is happening? There's corruption at the CIA. There's corruption in the FBI. There's a secret society within the FBI that was out to get Trump.
Out to get him.
Well, and the reason why is because when something comes out about Trump that he can't deny, or that something is bigger than what we've already had, he's got to have a story. It's coming, at least in my perspective, from my opinion, it's coming from Trump going, well, it can't be, this can't be accurate. There's something going on within the department. The crooked FBI.
There's a conspiracy. The crooked FBI. There's this. Stewart has fallen for this hook, line, and sinker, as have other Republicans. Listen to what he says about Donald Trump. I've become a huge convert. He has really, really got my respect and support. I'm grateful for the things that he's trying to do, but sometimes it's harder than it has to be. Stewart compared Trump to Rodney Dangerfield in the movie Caddyshack, whose character showed up at a country club with a loud shirt and white shoes, and he hits the ball with an ugly swing, and yet it goes down the fairway about 280 yards. He's had an incredibly effective year, Stewart said, citing tax reform, business deregulation. He said, I'm surprised that his approval rating is so low.
Well, it's a smaller number of people that own businesses that are benefiting from that than it is the rest of the country. Very small.
I am stunned. I am stunned that anyone who should have a brain would be sucked into this. It's like the Pizzagate thing.
Or integrity. How do you have integrity and align yourself with that?
He's been my convert. There is no doubt that a prostitute was paid $130,000, or a porn star was paid $130,000 to be quiet.
You're okay with that?
This is not in question. No. Now look, the FBI, when it was under the direction of J. Edgar Hoover, was not a great place.
That was a long time ago.
It became a tool. Well, it was J. Edgar Hoover's tool, and he used it as a weapon against people.
His personal vendettas.
And once he was gone, they started cleaning it up, and they said the FBI, we have to get back to the integrity of the FBI. We have to do, and they have. And it's a place where people have integrity. There's no secret society operating inside the FBI. You people are crazy.
Well, of course you would say that, Bill.
Yeah.
Let's do weather and climate change update and a little bit of traffic.
That's your liberal weather.
Yeah.
Let's do liberal weather.
You listen to one of those conservative stations, they just call it the weather.
Yeah.
Warm today, so that snow you had on your lawn will melt into a muddy mess. I don't know what you do about that. You wait until it snows again, which will be late tomorrow, inch or two, but 47 for a high today. Traffic, we've got a single vehicle crash southbound 15 at the Parish Lane exit in Centerville. Car on the right shoulder. Delays are backing to the US 89 split in Farmington. Crash northbound I-15 approaching 90 south in Sandy. Slowage backing toward 123rd south. Crash 5600 west at the 201 freeway ramps. And somebody says around 33rd south on I-15, there's a fire extinguisher that fell off a working truck in the middle of the freeway. So free fire extinguisher for you. That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3, splitting up the twins. Ethan and Aiden Davish Banks are toddler twins, who share almost everything, the same toys, the same nursery, the same clothes, and the same parents. Everything but a toothbrush and U.S. citizenship. To remedy what their parents, a gay married couple, view as an injustice, Ethan Davish Banks became a plaintiff at the tender age of 16 months in a federal lawsuit against the U.S. State Department that seeks the same rights as his brother has as a citizen. What we're trying to pursue here is justice for Ethan, said Elad Davish Banks his biological father, and correct a wrong that the State Department is continuing to pursue that might have an effect on other couples. The lawsuit was one of two filed Monday by an LGBTQ immigrant rights groups that said the State Department is discriminating against same-sex binational couples by denying their children citizenship at birth. The cases filed in Los Angeles and Washington by Immigration Equality said the children of a U.S. citizen who marries abroad are entitled to U.S. citizenship at birth no matter where they are born, and even if the other parent is a foreigner. The State Department said it doesn't comment on pending litigation, but pointed to guidance on its website that says a father who is a U.S. citizen must be the genetic parent for the child to become a U.S. citizen at birth. Now, Aaron Morris, executive director of Immigration Equality, said the State Department is wrongly interpreting a policy for children born out of wedlock to married same-sex couples. If a mother and father walk into a consulate and have a marriage certificate and a birth certificate,
that's all that's going to...
Nobody ever asks why.
No.
Nobody ever asks about the biology of the child. They're married.
Yep.
They have a birth certificate. Is this child genetically related to you? Nobody asks
This
that.
is discrimination against same-sex
They're
couples.
doing this to discriminate against same-sex couples, and one of the twins, they're not going to grant citizenship. They say. My guess is I would think that the courts would prevail in this. But again, it's an example of the wonderful work that Donald Trump has done in his first year that Chris Stewart loves so much.
Well, my guess is Chris Stewart isn't a fan of same-sex marriage, so he does think this is good.
Boner candidate number 3, splitting up the twins.
All right, let's get to voting here in just a second. Let's review candidate 1 and 2.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, the kids need to know these things. Some dumbass DJ playing a song, Richie.
What? It wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't you. That's right. You were Despacito. This is a kid. This is a DJ at an elementary school playing a song by Lil Pump that talked about cocaine. Boner candidate number 2. Look, an apology is not really enough. An exotic dancer stabbed her rival exotic dancer in the throat 3 times, said, "I didn't mean to kill her. I'm sorry." And boner candidate number 3, splitting up the twins.
All right, time for you to vote. 877-602-9696. That is the telephone number. 33986. That is the text number. And you can go to x96.com. You can see all 3 candidates there, and there is a poll. You can vote. It's as simple and as easy as that. Do it. You've only got a couple minutes. Coming up, we're going to talk about how your winter clothes may be killing you, or some other sort of leading thing. That's coming up. But right now, boner vote. Do it. Nick's standing by. He's ready. You could win a boner t-shirt. Go vote.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John.
Norm. Spell it with me now. N-O-R-M. And now we'll use it in some dialogue as our 2 Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Today the boys are standing outside the ward house chatting with a new ward member who has just moved in from out of state. Again, the word is Norm.
Well, Brother Jensen, it's nice to have you in the ward. Where do you come from?
Yeah, what ward was you in and where?
I'm from a ward in Anaheim, California.
Well, we kind of spotted you as a Californian.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that not many of our ward members wear Hawaiian shirts to church.
Nor do many of the male members of this ward have pierced ears either, Elder Jensen.
Yeah, I'm hip. I felt like the brother from another planet in there. Thank goodness I wore shoes.
Well, why didn't you bring Mrs. Jensen and the little Jensens to church today? Maybe they haven't moved up here with you yet.
Or if they are here, I hope they're not sick.
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh, a Californian and a bachelor too, huh?
Hey, Is Anaheim anywhere near San Francisco?
No, it's not. Anaheim is the city that Disneyland is in.
Oh, that's right. Disneyland. That's that big amusement park with Mickey Mouse and stuff, ain't it? We never been to Disneyland.
We've been to Lagoon. That's an amusement park. It's good enough for us.
You ain't gonna wear any of them mouse ears to church, are you?
No, I don't think so. I don't imagine I'll be wearing this Hawaiian shirt again either.
So, what did you do for a living down there in Anaheim?
Well, I was and still am a tax accountant, and because you fellows have been so nice, I'd be happy to offer you some tax advice for free.
I don't pay taxes. I don't have an income, so I don't pay no taxes.
And I have a fellow that does my taxes. Norm.
Oh, what's Norm's last name? Is he in this ward? I'd kind of like to meet him.
No, his name's not Norm. His name's Evan. Evan Christiansen. Why did you think his name was Norm?
You said your accountant's Norm.
No, he said his accountant was Norm. It's a city near Provo, Utah. Orem! That's where this Evan guy is. Norm!
Oh, sorry.
Sure. We'll see you next Sunday, Brother Jensen. You should save that shirt you're wearing, too. I'm sure we'll have some kind of luau night in the cultural hall this spring sometime.
Yeah, we all get a little crazy that night.
The people have spoken. Gina Barberi has been voted Salt Lake City's favorite weathercaster for 2016. Gina Barberi is not an accredited meteorologist. Count on her Monday through Fridays from 6 to 10 a.m. for incomplete weather here on X96.
Why is that still?
It's still true. In 2016, you were voted best. Listen,
it's very accurate. All right.
I don't always know where everything is.
Okay.
Let's announce the winner.
The microphones are on. Be grateful
of today's boner
that
voting.
I got that far.
Okay.
Let's see. So
brought to you in part by.
Yes, this morning's boner is brought to you in part by Thai chicken curry.
And it's Wednesday. Celebrate this evening at Gracie's with dinner and a show featuring Eric Anthony from 5:30 to 8:30, followed by bingo from 8:30 to 10 tonight at Gracie's. Adults only.
Boner candidate number one. The kids need to know these things. Is a terrible rap song with cocaine references in it, played by a stupid DJ at a elementary school dance. Boner candidate number two. An apology is not enough. A stripper, exotic dancer. I'm sorry. Stabbing her rival in the neck 3 times, saying, I didn't mean to kill her, and I'm sorry. And boner candidate number 3, splitting up the twins. This is the story of immigration under the Trump administration, and they're trying to, natural immigration and naturalization has denied citizenship to one twin that a gay couple has adopted, and So his little twin brother, you can become an American citizen, but this other one, nope, sorry.
Split them up.
Yeah. Christian won the boner T-shirt, And the clear-cut winner of today's boner voting, number 3, splitting up the twins.
That will go against the winner from the 8 o'clock hour, or round 2 of the boner voting. And to go into head-to-head competition in the 9 o'clock hour, we call it Boner Fight, and that decides the boner of the day.
We're going to play for the first time an interview. Right now?
No,
we're not doing that?
No. We're talking about your filthy winter clothes, Gina.
That's right.
No interview at all. We're done.
Well, this is brought to you by Stop Worrying About Expensive Repairs for Your Office Printer. Run your business like professionals do. Get a contract for superior service along with the highest quality printer from Valley Office Systems. So your winter clothes are making you sick. The flu's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Worse than it's been in seasons, many seasons.
And one of the things you might not have thought of, when was the last time you washed your winter coat?
Last time I had smallpox.
Your hat. When was the last time you washed your hat, your winter hat?
I have a hat that I wear occasionally in the winter that I don't think I've ever washed.
Yeah. Your gloves.
No.
So you know how Time Hop on Facebook happens?
Uh-huh.
And there was a picture of me with Jonesy at an ice skating rink, and I'm wearing a vest.
Was that right before you fell on the ice and slammed your head?
A different ice skating event.
Okay.
But I'm wearing a puffy down vest.
Uh-huh.
And the Time Hop was from 7 years ago. And my first thought when I saw that picture was, wow, that was 7 years ago. And then I thought, I have never washed that vest. I've been wearing that thing for 7 years. Because, your winter down coats, you don't think about.
You have to dry clean it, right? A down coat?
Well, yeah, but you
can wash them. You can wash them.
But your hat, you never wash your...
No, they shrink.
Your gloves is the big one.
Yeah, because you're wiping your snotty nose.
Well, and you're touching door handles, and you go to the ATM, and you're punching the buttons.
That's why I only wear latex gloves. That's all I ever wear, and I throw them away every day.
When was the last time you washed your latex gloves?
Average person touches their face 16 times an hour. You don't think that you do,
right?
But you do. And your winter gloves you wear over and over and
It's
over.
an odd statistic for me because on average I touch other people's faces 16 times an hour.
But they're saying you really should wash all these things.
Yes. But it's a thing you don't think of.
Huh.
Now, synthetic fabric gloves you can throw in the washer, but how many of us have leather winter gloves?
Yeah, how do you wash those?
Throw those in.
I think you have to have those done by a professional.
You have to. So who sends their leather gloves to the leather cleaner?
The answer: no one.
No one.
Well, so if you have a leather coat, you've probably. I think you can take it to.
You can, but nobody
the dry
does.
cleaners, right?
But they're saying for your leather gloves, you can send them out, which no one will do, or you can take that hand sanitizer and actually. Put it on your leather gloves.
And it doesn't ruin
while
it? I would think the alcohol would ruin the gloves somehow.
This is extreme paranoia.
No, but they're saying if we're having a horrible flu season, they're saying you need to think about these things.
Yeah.
That
I think it's just too. We're going too far here.
Your scarves. How often do you wash a scarf?
I don't ever wear them.
And it's right here by
your neck.
Or you have it up on your face.
Yep.
And
we should start a service. You can mail your gloves and your scarves and those things that are difficult. Mail them in and get them cleaned, and we'll mail them back.
Mail us your diseases?
And so what you do is you just get them in the mail and you wait a day, and then you send them back. Here you go.
Clean.
There you go.
And
put them in the microwave.
Well, they say heat kills a lot of stuff. So viruses hate heat. So
okay, well, see my gloves. I always, before I put them on, I always sit on them to warm them
up. And your boots, your winter boots, don't go walking through the house with those on.
God, no.
You take those off at the back door.
You bet.
So
it just seems... I mean, it just seems...
No, it's just people don't think about it. Especially like the scarf. It's right up by your face all day. How often do you wash that? Never.
My dad had a stocking cap that he used to run in. And he would run in it on Saturday mornings for years and sweat in it.
Did he wear anything else?
Yeah, he wore pants and stuff.
All right.
But that stocking cap, probably 19 years without ever washing it.
Yeah.
Didn't the smell finally get to him?
It was terrible. So now he's washed it, I know, at least once. Still just He can't get the stink out of it.
You know, my guess is he could buy another one for $4.
Probably. You don't know my dad very well.
But you don't think about that.
Well, and you don't want to deal with it. You got a hat that you like that fits. You got the leather gloves that fits. The winter coat. That's not a thing you're buying year over year.
I don't know. I'm just betting you that most doctors or people in the know with these kind of things are saying that's really not a big deal. This is the thing that people think is a big deal and is not.
It's a big deal. I mean.
Where did this come from?
The thing that I'm reading from is coming from, let's see.
The Center for Disease Control.
No, I mean, it was the University of Arizona Microbiology Department did a study on
this. This is a student paper.
Yeah,
it's just
trying to get a grade,
especially at a time of year when people are passing stuff around. They're saying you should be extra careful. That's all. Okay. People are dying from the flu, Bill.
And I'm responsible for killing them by being a little bit...
By having dirty gloves.
Yeah. I don't usually wear gloves even. I should because, I go out of the house and I drive to work or something and I go, God, my hands are cold.
And you probably have a bunch of pairs of gloves.
I do. That I've never, ever, ever washed.
Gross.
Let's do a quick look at traffic.
A single vehicle crash southbound 15 at the Parish Lane exit in Centerville. Car is on the right shoulder. Delays are backing to the US 89 split in Farmington. Crash northbound I-15 90th South in Sandy. I'm going to check our message stream quickly and see if anybody sent us anything there. Nope, but if you responsibly text us something you see, let's see, like this person, Rec 200 North Kaysville. Thank you for that. They sent that in 33986.
All right, now coming up, we have an interview with, can we say radio legend? Because he is.
Yes, he is.
Dr. Demento.
Richie was just dying to do this. We were kind of...
Gina was on board, and you said, let's do it.
I said sure. I said sure, because people do, or did, but I guess still do, love Dr. Demento.
Dr. Demento has a new album covered in punk. We'll sample a little bit of that and talk to the doctor himself, as well as John Caffiero, who produced this project. So that is coming up next. We have to... Nope, we don't. All right, that's coming up.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
What's all this mean? Can't you say it in English?
1-hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day at 10, 1, and 4:30. Only on X96.
Flay. Flay. Spell it with me now. F-L-A-Y. And now we'll use it in some dialogue as LeVar and LeGrand have gone to the food court at the mall for lunch. Again, the word is flay.
Oh, I am full. That was a mighty good meal, LeVar.
Yeah, pretty good.
Hey, you think that me having a large order of chili cheese fries at the A&W was good for me?
Well, I don't know if it's good for you or bad for you, but you eating them is bad for me.
What?
I mean, we're going to have to drive home with the windows of the pickup rolled down for sure. What a smell.
Sorry. Well, I wonder if them fries was good for Mart. I'm kind of getting chest painy since I ate them.
Probably just some big old gas bubble trapped near your left ventricle. You know, you should have what I had for lunch. A hard, healthy sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Eating them fries was worse for you than eating a big old hunk of filet mignon. All that fry grease is going to go right to your arteries.
Oh, hey, how come they call a filet mignon a filet mignon?
I don't know. I guess because it's a flame-broiled piece of meat that is so thick and heavy that when you eat it, you get sleepy and start to yawn. Therefore, i.e. and etc., a filet mignon.
Oh, filet mignon.
Yeah, filet mignon.
Ooh, looky here. Here's a blood pressure machine here to the drugstore in the mall. Let's see. Let's pop in a quarter, and I'll check my blood pressure. See if them fries has pushed it up any.
All right, go ahead.
I'm sort of not feeling too good.
Put the quarter in there, then. Put it in. Go.
Have to squeeze your forearm a little.
You must be absolutely still but relaxed during the test.
What's it mean? It's going to squeeze your arm there.
What's it doing now? It's like clamped down on me like some kind of ferocious animal.
I don't know. What? Oh my God! What's this flashing light mean?
I don't know, but I
It's
think
flashing real fast.
it feels like my heart is starting to speed up really fast.
You don't look so good, LeGrand.
I'm feeling kind of weak and pale, like.
What? You're pale. You're drooling. What's wrong with you?
I'm not feeling too well. Get my arm out of here.
I can't get your arm out. It's stuck on there.
Can't take this anymore. It's squeezed my arm too hard. I'm feeling faint. Everything's going kind of black.
Somebody call the paramedics.
Test is finished. I will display the results. You may remove your forearm. I didn't get enough information that time to give you accurate readings for everything. If you want to try again, push the start button to begin the test.
No fetching way. I'm not going through that again.
Well, said you didn't get it right the first time.
I'm not going through that again. Let's just run over to the Chick-fil-A and get me a soft serve ice cream.
Okay.
And
John
Cafiero, is that correct?
Hello.
Wind up your radio.
There it is.
That's the voice we were looking for.
Dr. Demento. I made the joke while we were in commercial, Dr. Demento, that you would call and you'd say, hi, how are you? And somebody would say, who's this? you would always recognize that voice. And John, how do you say your last name?
It's Cafiero.
Cafiero.
I was right.
Yeah. So, Dr. Demento, of course, we all... Does it, Doctor, if you don't mind me starting with you first, does it ever bother you when people say, hey, I grew up with you?
I've gotten used to it. It happens a lot. You know, you stay on the radio long enough, that's going to happen.
Yeah. How many years have you been doing the Dr. Demento show?
It's coming up on 40 years since I first went on the air as Dr. Demento.
I used to stay up late to hear your show here in Salt Lake. It was on late at night when I was a kid, and I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you tuck the radio under the pillow so your parents wouldn't find it?
Yes.
I used to try to call in for medical advice until I figured out what kind of a show it was.
Well,
oh, yeah.
He had medical advice. You'd rather have a bottle in front of you than to have a frontal lobotomy. That's medical advice.
Yeah. Good advice.
So now, what is this new project? Is it Covered in Punk? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it's Dr. Demento Covered in Punk.
And the whole concept behind it is to have classic and contemporary punk bands doing punk rock cover versions of the famous songs from the airwaves of the Dr. Demento show over the past 40-plus years. And then I thought it would also be fun to mix it up a little bit by reversing the concept and having some newly demented versions of punk rock classics thrown in.
This is a demented idea.
So, do we have an example?
Yeah, I can give you a little bit. This is William Shatner.
Yeah. And what is he doing?
Garbage Man.
Oh, jeez.
You wanna talk about the real junk? If I ever said I'd be bad, 'cause I'm the garbage man.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
It's a great idea.
This is a great idea. How many cuts are there on this record, John?
There's a total of 64 tracks, and there's over 33 different songs.
Holy. Well, I'll say 33 songs. What are on the other tracks?
Well, the entire record is actually structured like a bizarro episode of the Dr. Demento radio show. So
Excellent.
not only are all of the recordings and of the music brand new and specifically produced for this record, but it's encompassed within a 2+ hour episode of the Dr. Demento show, with the doc front and back announcing all of the tracks, sharing interesting factoids and anecdotes about the bands, the songs, and a bunch of really like custom bizarro bumpers that wrap around the whole thing and make it into this weird episode of Dr. Demento, but covered in punk.
Excellent, excellent. Now I really want to. Now you said there's shaving cream.
You want to hear that one?
Can you? What were you? Did you have? What do you have?
I have "Beat on the Brat" by Weird Al.
Oh, that's okay. I know you love. Yeah, you love Weird Al.
I am a huge Weird Al fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beat on the brat, beat on the brat, beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh yeah!
Yeah, that's pretty kind of straight up forward, at least at this point. Straight ahead.
Yeah, Weird Al did not have to change the lyrics in that song. You know, I played that song when it was new, the Ramones version, back in 1976.
Now, Dr. Demento,
which was about the time.
How?
That's about when Weird Al first started.
Well, and Weird Al credits you for a lot of his success.
As he should.
As he should, yes. Yeah. He started sending me cassette tapes when he was 16 years old, and I put them on the air.
Yep.
I mean, they were crude cassette recordings made on one of those old cassette. You might remember some of the ones that had piano keys on the front. That's what he had. But with that equipment, he was able to come across, and he had wonderful lyrics even at that early stage. And so I knew there was potential, though I can't say that I was fully aware how long and how wonderful his career would be.
Do you do people still send you stuff all the time? And John, is this sort of how this project got going? Did you approach Dr. Demento, or how did that all happen?
That is actually very true. Yeah, you can still send in material to the doc, and people do all the time, and that's how he discovers a lot of great new demented talent out there. But we were put together in a very similar way, in that I'm a huge fan of outsider music. I have a punk band of my own called Osaka Popstar, and I've been a fan of this German outsider artist named Klaus Bayer, who I would highly recommend you check out, who had made it a lifelong mission to cover the entire Beatles catalog in German language. The only problem is he is a terrible singer, and he didn't have any of the music bed. So he would take little snippets of the Beatles tracks that didn't have the music, edit them together very crudely, and then literally just sing the lyrics translated into German over them. Klaus Bayer had found out I was a fan, got turned on to my music, and then one day in the mail out of nowhere, I had received a Klaus Bayer cover version of an Osaka Popstar song called Shaolin Monkey. So his label in Germany and mine teamed up to put out an EP of covers that was Klaus Bayer Covers Osaka Popstar. I sent that to Dr. Demento along with some of the original versions of my songs. The doc played one of Klaus' covers back-to-back with mine, reached out to me, told me that it was on the air, and maybe 6 months later I pitched him on this idea that I had Dr. Demento covered in punk, and here we are with a 2+ hour demented punk extravaganza.
Excellent. So it's Klaus Bayer. I'm going to look for him, and your band is Osaka Popstar.
Yes.
That sounds great. Doc, you've been doing this for 50 years. Is that what you said?
Well,
40 years?
Yes.
Now, we've been doing our show for a long time, not quite that long, but into the 30s now. And people say, well, when are you going to, when is it going to, do you ever think about quitting? When is it going to be over? What is your answer to that? Because I'm sure people say the same thing to you.
Well, I still enjoy it as much as I ever did. I'm going to keep on doing it as long as people will have it. Of course, now we're online, drdemento.com, so you can hear us all over the world. You don't have to wait for a local radio station to get the message. You can get it straight from me on drdemento.com.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And as we say about the same thing, we'll do it as long as we enjoy it, or until somebody comes in and turns off the microphone and turns out the lights and says it's time to leave.
And instead of radio from hell, it'll be radio from limbo.
Dr. Demento.
Thanks,
and
Dr. Demento.
It's called Covered in Punk. Dr. Demento and John
Cafiero,
Osaka pop star. Thanks for talking to us, you guys.
Hey, thank you for having us. And Salt Lake City's always had a great punk rock community, so hopefully your listeners will dig the project.
That's true. We will.
Don't forget to stay demented.
All right. Thank you. Nice to talk to you guys. See you later.
You want to hear the shaving cream?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Your feelings a bit. Last night as I walked in my bathroom, I stepped in a big pile of shaving cream.
Be nice and clean, shave every day and you'll always be clean.
So there you go.
There are about 1 million verses of that if you want them to. You could just go on and on and on.
We need to save that little radio from hell, and when they're gone, it'll be...
Save it.
Cut that out and
I'll get it to Carrie and we can play it. We are recording that. People will be able to get that if you're just coming in halfway through. Dr. Demento. It's funny, the amount of text messages that have come just to my personal phone saying, it's weird, it's different, it's not anything you guys would do, but listening to Dr. Demento growing up,
sure,
a huge part of.
In a way, it was. I mean, as I think John said, it was outsider music.
It's alternative.
It was
it's
very
alternative in a different way.
Very outside, because I remember when I was a little kid and hearing, they're coming to take me away, which became a Dr. Demento classic, really. But that was on regular radio for a long time when I was little, and that song was really odd, and I loved it.
Let's do a quick look at traffic.
Sure. Let's see. A friend of the program says, "Hey, Gina, crash southbound Highway 89, Oak Hills Drive in Layton. The crash is in the median. However, it's backing up traffic for a couple of miles." Thank you. They sent that in, I'm sure responsibly, when they were stopped and not driving, by texting it 33986. Single vehicle crash southbound 15 at Parish Lane exit in Centerville. Car on the right shoulder. Delays are backing to Highway 89. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
All right, we've got bonus round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates. Number 1 in round 2. I was motivating the kids to run faster. Boner candidate number 2. What are you doing in your own house? And boner candidate number 3. She was my soulmate.
Gina, question for you. You notice a huge difference between your snow tires and your regular tires? Because you do the different ones.
Absolutely.
I always do all seasons, but you notice a huge difference?
Absolutely. And I drive a lot of kids around. I have carpool, and so you're responsible for other people's kids. So in the winter especially, I love having snow tires.
Are we talking about Big O Tires here? Is that what this is all about? Big O Tires, the team you trust, they have snow tires. Now, I, too, always just run, because I have an all-wheel drive car, and I run all-weather Big O brand tires on my car and never seem to have a problem. I really love the Big O brand tires, but they sell other kinds at Big O Tire. If you go into the local Big O Tire, and it can become your neighborhood Big O Tire store. I know you go to the one on, what is it?
Highland Drive.
Highland, and I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. And Ron and Corey, the guys that manage that place, are just great. But they'll always take care of you, and they kind of get to know you as well. I walk in there now, and they go, "Oh, hey, Bill, what car did you bring in? Which one? Did you bring in the Pilot or did you bring in the CRV?" So no credit check financing going on right now at Big O Tires. Buy three and get one free on selected brands of Cooper, Nitto, and Continental tires now through February 4th. Big O, locally owned and operated, the team you trust. For a location near you, go to bigotires.com.
Boner round 2 coming up.
Time is running out for you to make a film for the Radio from Hell Film Festival.
You have both been married.
Tonight on the Channel 2 News at 10, it's
Rod Decker, Undercover.
Tonight, Rod investigates Hooters restaurant.
Here in Midvale, the state's first Hooters restaurant is about to open. The management of this establishment has placed ads in local papers looking for employees. Hooters is known for hiring only buxom women. Tonight, I've put on this pair of ample falsies, my favorite blonde wig, and these tight-fitting Gloria Vanderbilt black denim jeans. Let's see what happens when I take our hidden cameras inside and apply for a job.
Next. Let me see. It says here your name is Rhonda Decker and you've had the previous experience waiting tables.
That's correct. I know at least 6 different ways to sing happy birthday to a customer.
Well, Rhonda, thanks for coming by. We'll call you if we have anything for you.
That's it? That's my interview?
Well, you just aren't Hooters material, Rhonda.
So what you're telling me is that you've made a decision based entirely upon my appearance. What is it about me that you don't think makes the grade? Are my breasts too small?
No, they look like C cups to me. You meet our minimum requirement there. But there's more to being a Hooters server than having big breasts. Look at these tight shorts. I can't believe that you could greet people in this outfit and feel confident.
I happen to have a nice axe. Yes, I could do that outfit justice. You have failed to see me as a person and are judging me on my looks instead of my skill.
Hey, wait a minute. You're that Channel 2 news guy.
You must be mistaken. I'm a young, unemployed waitress with an ample bosom.
You're Rod Decker. The news must not pay very well if you're trying this hard to be a Hooters girl.
There you have it. Hooters isn't your average eatery, and their employees aren't exactly run-of-the-mill either. I tried to gain employment, but apparently I just didn't stack up. The scenery here will rival the majestic mountains of the Wasatch Front. Join us again as I go undercover in search of more titillating stories. This is Rod Decker, KUTV News.
You're listening to North America's most important
What's the name of
radio
that show? I can't
broadcast,
remember.
Radio from Hell.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you?
On X96.
Trial and Error.
Trial and Error. I think it's coming back. If you didn't watch the first season, did you watch it? John Lithgow? It was exceptionally funny.
And I'm laughing in there when Carrie was recording it. He
really?
must have didn't you hear that? My mic must have been on. I'm chuckling in the back.
I didn't hear that. John Lithgow is a great actor.
Uh-huh.
He can do drama, and he's really good at comedy. I used to watch Third Rock from the Sun. It was kind of terrible, but he was great. And this show, Trial and Error, which I believe, I'll look it up. I think it's coming back, and it's very funny. You should watch the first season if you didn't see it.
Okay, I will. I'll find it. Trial and Error. Time now for Boner Round 2. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. We present them to you with some big boy news and innuendo between the second and third candidates, and then provide you the opportunity to vote. One of you lucky boner voters will receive the heartiest handshake you could receive ever. I'm claiming it.
I'm pretty good at
From
it.
Radio from Hell's own Bill Allred, brought to you. Oh, no. Go ahead. Boner candidate number 1.
All right. Boner candidate number 1 is, I was motivating the kids to run faster. A physical education teacher in, where is this?
Not here?
Not here. I'm trying to, I don't know why. Sometimes every story should have exactly right at the beginning, dateline, and some of them just don't. But anyways, this is from the New York Post, so maybe somewhere in New York. Physical education teacher caught stripping naked and chasing children around a playground in a bizarre video that was circulating online. Parents were outraged after the footage surfaced of the Carthay Center elementary school teacher taking off all of his clothes, 2nd through 5th grade students. Oh, it's in Los Angeles, Los Angeles campus. And then he's running around the playground chasing these kids totally naked.
Creepy.
The video was captured by a construction worker who started filming the man and was not identified as he put his pants back on in the middle of the playground. He was supposed to be helping them learn PE, run around, and have fun, a parent said. But he undressed and started chasing the kids while he was naked. And then the kids ducked and dodged and ran into some of the classrooms and got safe haven that way. School officials reportedly notified parents of the horrifying episode in a call and letter sent home with students. Counselors were made available to students in light of the incident. No charges have been filed yet against the man.
Was he on the drugs?
That doesn't say.
He must be on the drugs.
No, Gina. He says, I was just motivating the kids to run faster. Boner candidate number 1. It worked. I'll give him a good workout now. Boner candidate number 2. What are you doing in your own house? A Missouri man. See right there at the beginning of the story.
There
he is at x96.com.
He looks like a Missouri man.
And he's smirking.
x96.com/live, as I was about to say, both of you. There's a picture of the mugshot of this gentleman who I think looks kindly and wise.
Gina?
Is accused of, you guys have already weighed in, you think he's smirking, and you said he was.
He looks like a Missouri man.
Yeah, so I know he looks like a kindly gentleman from Texas. Anyway.
What did he do?
He choked his neighbor to death.
Why did he do that?
Because he mistaked his neighbor's home for his own home, and he thought there was an intruder.
You've done this. I mean, not the intruder thing, but
I didn't choke anybody.
You've gone into the wrong house.
Yes, I have. Mr. Missouri.
This isn't my house.
Michael, listen, I walked in. I've told the story. I won't go into all the details, but the screen door was open. I looked in. I thought, this is where my brother-in-law. I walked in, and it walked into the middle of the living room. I stood there for a second, and a TV was on, and I turned around. And there were a bunch of people watching TV. And they didn't say a thing to me. No. I looked around. They were kind of looking at me like, "What? Who are you?" And then I went, "Oh, I'm sorry. And I walked out.
You're lucky you didn't get shot.
I didn't choke him to death.
You choked to death.
Well, I sort of wasn't menacing or anything. I just I kind of walked in and went, what? Oh. So
this guy walked in
and choked this guy to death. Michael Augustine charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of 60-year-old Clifton King. Police said Mr. Augustine entered Mr. King's residence on Friday, called 911 to report that there was an intruder in his house, and then he had an encounter with Mr. King, which resulted in him choking him to death. That's right, I effed him up, Mr. Augustine said when police came.
So he's doubling down on it?
Well, no, he still thought he was in his. He still thought he was in his own house, and this other guy was an intruder. It was not until the police got there and calmed him down, they said, "Okay, what's going on? I choked. He's my." And then, like me, he went, "Oh, it's not my house."
Oops.
Boner candidate number 2. What are you doing in your own house? Coming up in a moment. Boner candidate number 3. She was my soulmate.
Boner candidate number 3 after this here Big Boy News, brought to you by...
Looking for a great deal on a used smartphone but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple repairs, buys, sells, and trades smartphones. Unlike the guy in the parking lot, Bad Apple guarantees them. 10 locations. Go to badapplerepair.com.
All right. Here it is. Another example of this whole fake news nonsense that's gotten dangerous.
Okay.
A Michigan man has been arrested after allegedly threatening to shoot and kill CNN employees. The FBI launched an investigation after the man, who was unnamed in this report, reportedly called CNN 20 times about a week ago and said, "Fake news, I'm coming down there and I'm going to gun down you all." He allegedly later called CNN again, saying, "I'm smarter than you guys are. I'm more powerful than you guys are, and I have more guns than you do, more manpower. Your newscast is about to get gunned down in a matter of hours. I'm coming to Georgia right now to go to CNN headquarters, and I'm going to effing gun down every single last one of you," he said on another call.
Okay.
The FBI... their secret society, were able to trace the call because, they're in with CNN. They're able to trace the call. They arrested the man. President Trump has, of course, repeatedly attacked the media, including CNN, calling coverage of himself and his administration fake news.
Anything he doesn't like.
The network was among the winners of Trump's fake news awards last week. Trump also retweeted an edited GIF, or GIF if you insist, of him.
I can't see GIF. It's GIF.
Okay, don't. Of him tackling a man with the CNN logo superimposed on his head, as well as an image of him with what appeared to be the CNN logo and a splatter of blood on the bottom of his shoe. Trump tweeted that. But Kathy Griffin, who I didn't really agree with doing that, but she is ruined because she tweeted a picture of a fake head that looked like Donald Trump covered in blood. But the president of the hugging United States.
The free world, Bill, please.
He can do anything. There is nothing, even if this Mueller investigation comes out and he's got tapes and evidence, and it doesn't matter.
There is a
doesn't matter.
Public schools here in Utah, if a bill goes through, I think this is a bill put forth by Todd Weiler. Public schools could install bolt locks on classroom doors for use during school lockdowns under a bill endorsed by the Utah Legislature's Senate Education Committee. Current building and fire codes prohibit the use of bolt locks in public schools, said Todd Weiler of Woods Cross. Weiler said he introduced the legislation after a constituent told him that he wanted to donate the locks to his daughter's elementary school. He was referred to the principal, who said, asked school district officials. District level administrator said, no, we can't do it. Public safety because of fire,
Fire.
danger.
Yeah.
And what if one of these bolt locks gets accidentally locked and it's on fire?
Can't do it.
Weiler said local school authorities could decide for themselves whether to install the devices. His interest is in sponsoring the legislation, which would create an exemption to the code to enhance school safety, he said. He went on to say,
a fire is more likely than an
This is
active
not-
shooter.
this is not a vendor bill. He says he has received no campaign contribution from Anchorman Incorporated, the company that was featured in a video he presented during the committee meeting. Utah State Fire Marshal Coy Parter said many classroom doors have single locks, which would likely discourage school shooters, since most are opportunistic. So single locks, you can lock it from the inside, but it's kind of locked like it's on your bathroom door. You can, easily unlock it by turning the knob.
Yes, Dylan.
Yeah.
I had a question. Would the bolt locks be so you could lock yourself in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, so just putting myself in like 12-year-old mindset. First 5 minutes of the first day of school, I'm locking the teacher out of the room. I think
Just for fun?
Substitute teacher?
Yeah.
Every substitute,
For fun?
every once in a while with the regular teacher locking him out.
And I think it's cute that you think you had to put yourself into a 12-year-old mindset.
Aw.
It didn't take long.
No. Porter said that the locks Weiler refers to are very expensive in Utah, has hundreds of schools. We're talking about a lot of doors. It's not a...
How about gun control? How about we do it on that end?
No.
How about
Bolt locks.
How about money for mental health?
How about that? No, let's...
Bolt locks, that'll do it.
How about that?
4 planet-jolting natural disasters struck within hours of each other on Monday and Tuesday, unleashing destruction across the globe.
It's the end of the world.
It seems like
I've seen
it.
this movie.
Did you read
Jesus
about
is
this?
coming. I keep telling you.
You stop that. Did you? This is not a platform for you to spread religion.
I have received no money from the church.
That's not true.
No, I pay
that's
him.
right.
I pay him.
You
I
pay him
pay
for
to
the
be part of
privilege
the
of doing
party.
it. Yeah. But listen, did you read this?
Yeah, I know. It's
I don't know.
The Philippines' most active volcano, Mount Mayon, erupted Monday night. Red hot lava spewing, sending ash and plumes into the air. 56,000 people had to be evacuated. A 7.9 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Alaska. Japan's Mount Kusatu Shiran, which is 100 miles northwest of Tokyo, erupted at 10 o'clock on Thursday in the morning, triggering an avalanche and rock slides that killed a soldier who was training nearby. And a 6.4 magnitude earthquake rattled Java, Indonesia at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, causing some injuries and damage to at least 130 buildings. So within, 24 hours? Or less than 24 hours.
Well, now I'm worried. I'm going to a volcano.
Yep. You're like sleeping by a volcano, aren't
I'm
you?
sleeping in a volcano field.
Yeah.
In Hawaii. There's a hotel there, right?
No, I would not call it a hotel. It is a shack in a volcano, like debris field.
Right. So how do you rent it? Is that what the deal
Yeah,
is?
it's an Airbnb thing. It's like $20. It's not even a room necessarily.
There's some really nice homes in that volcano area too, though. Very nice.
But this is like, if you can imagine, just as far as your eye can see, lava rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they've built posts down into the lava rock and do like a little wood shack on top of it.
Well,
that's where I'm
okay.
staying.
That's
It should
okay.
be cool.
That's okay. The volcano's already been through there, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
But you get to go stand and watch just molten lava
go into the ocean.
I'd love to go there.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
That's next time I go to Hawaii. That's where I want to go.
You know, and when you buy into this tour, because I want to make sure that I learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign a thing that says you won't try and stick stuff into the lava because people have done it and ended up third-degree burns.
Yeah, sure.
Not paying attention, but it just seems like you don't
that.
touch the lava. You admire its beauty.
I could see you grabbing a stick and going, I wonder what will happen.
Put your hand in there.
Doing that.
And finally, this, Gina.
What?
The voice of Dolores O'Riordan filled the hometown church where she sang as a girl, as hundreds of people gathered for the funeral of the Cranberries singer. Dolores was laid to rest in her native Ballybricken, County Limerick church as family, friends, and hundreds, yea, thousands of fans paid their respects to the 46-year-old. Ms. O'Riordan died suddenly at a hotel in London last week. She was only 46. The service was held at St. Albans Church, where she once, as a girl, sang in the choir. Her voice echoed through the church once again with a duet of Ave Maria, sung by Dolores O'Riordan and Luciano Pavarotti. This is the Cranberries.
I'm so really.
This is not the duet.
They played this at the start of the service as well, though, or right after they played the Ave Maria, they played this. This beautiful. Beautiful
Gina,
voice.
have some respect. She died.
I know.
Of a woman taken way too soon.
I agree. I'm sorry, Carla.
And thousands of people across the globe mourning the loss of Dolores O'Riordan, to which Gina said, I have a hard time thinking anybody cares about this.
Wow. That was after her Mulva joke.
I'm sorry.
She will be buried.
I was wrong about the Cranberries.
She will be buried beside her. I don't think it's necessary to say late father. She will be buried. That's what it says there. She will be buried beside her father, Terence, in a private family ceremony in Cajarelli Cemetery following a funeral mass. A mass.
I'm sorry.
Irish, a fellow Catholic.
I know. Sorry.
A sister in Christ.
All right, Gina. Sports.
Her kind personality and beautiful singing voice.
All right.
Earned her respect from numerous admirers, except for one woman in Utah who we understand said pretty crude things about her.
I was wrong about the Cranberries.
Yes, you were.
I didn't think anybody cared, and apparently people do.
She was a mother of three, Gina.
Well, I'm sure they cared.
Huge success with the Cranberries in the 90s.
The Jazz are on the road at Detroit tonight. Early game at 5 o'clock.
There'll be a moment of silence before the game for Dolores O'Riordan.
No, there won't.
The Jazz, huge fan of the Cranberries.
Huge Cranberries people at the your climate change update. Really warm today. It's the warm before the storm.
You know why people say that, don't you? Because it rhymes.
Yeah, and it's true. 47 for a high today.
I'll take it.
Your yard will be a muddy mess, but that's okay. It'll snow again tomorrow and cover it all back up again. Traffic, we've got crash on State Street 39th South. Southbound and eastbound lanes are closed. Also, some westbound and northbound lanes are blocked, so that's kind of a mess all the way around there. Crash southbound I-15 Parish Lane exit in Centerville. Car on the right shoulder. Let's see if we had any texters giving us anything new there. Nope. Traffic brought to you by Experience the best parts of your own backyard at Reebok Ragnar Wasatch Back June 1st and 2nd. It's an overnight team relay race that inspired a worldwide running movement. Grab 11 friends and enroll today at runragnar.com. Enter the promo code X96. Receive $60 off team registration.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. She was my soulmate. No, this is not another story about how much people admired and loved Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries. U.S. Representative Pat Meehan acknowledged Tuesday that he had a deep affection for a young aide who worked in his office and told her last year that he saw her as, quote, a soulmate, but said he never pursued a romantic relationship with a woman, and despite paying her a secret settlement...
The secret settlements never work. It always comes out.
Denied her
not
claim.
a secret.
Well, Gina, you don't know that.
A lot of them come out. You mean
some do, but you really don't know that.
A lot of them.
How do you know?
Because you don't know about.
Come out. Well, how do you know? Meehan, a Delaware County Republican, also said that he had initially reacted poorly when he found out that his longtime aide, who is decades younger than he, had begun a serious relationship with another man and might leave his office. He released a heartfelt letter that he had written to her in May, in which he wished her well and thanked God for, quote, putting you into my life. And he signed it with all my heart, Patrick. His comments in an interview with the Inquirer and Daily News were his first extensive response to a report that he had used thousands of taxpayer dollars to quietly settle the harassment claim brought by the former aide. Now, I don't believe she ever claimed that he had ever touched her or done anything sexually inappropriate, but he sent her this creepy, creepy letter, and he acted in very strange ways around her, particularly when she started a relationship with somebody else or with this man, and he got all hinky about it. He didn't. You know, there's no indication that they ever had an affair or anything like that. But he sent her this creepy letter, and he did other things that were very creepy. And she quit and said, "I just got weirded out. I couldn't take it anymore." Boner candidate number 3, and thousands of taxpayer dollars used.
Well, of course,
to try and cover this up. Okay, because she finally filed a lawsuit. Boner candidate number 3. She was my soulmate.
All right, we'll get to voting here in a second. Let's do a quick review of 1 and 2.
Okay. Boner candidate number 1. I was motivating the kids to run faster. A teacher, a PE teacher, a teacher in a PE class, taking off all of his clothes and then chasing kids around the playground, motivating them to run faster. You know. Boner candidate number 2. What are you doing in your own house? It's a man who mistook his neighbor's home for his own home. And when he went inside, there's nobody supposed to be in my house. There's a guy in here. And he called 911, and they choked the guy to death.
I got him.
Boner candidate number 3. She was my soulmate.
Time for you to vote right now, 877-602-9696. That is the telephone number, and Nick is standing by, ready to take your vote. Remember, one of you lucky Boner voters will receive a handshake from Bill Allred. You can also text your vote, 33986. That is the text number. Just put a 1, a 2, a 3, and then send it off. You can vote as many times as you'd like there, also as many times as you'd like on the phone, or you can go to x96.com. Look for the post that says Boners Round 1 and 2. There's a poll there. You can click on which one you'd like to vote for. Click Submit. Refresh if you want to vote again, or just go ahead and close the window. It's Boner voting with your winner of Round 2 coming up in just a minute. 8:48 right now. Time to award the Boner of the Day Round 2 winner.
And Round 2 is brought to you in part by some breakfast taters.
And Haster Games, they have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, located at 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
Boner candidate number 1, I was motivating the kids to run faster. Teacher who went out on the playground, elementary school, 2nd through 5th grade. They're out there having their fun on the playground, the kids are, and he takes off all of his clothes and starts chasing the kids around for PE. You know, I was motivating the kids to run faster.
Creepy.
Boner candidate number 2, what are you doing in your own house? It's a man who mistook his neighbor's home for his own. He went in, but there's somebody in my house, and he choked the guy to death. Oh, wait, this isn't my house. Boner candidate number 3, she was my soulmate. Delaware Representative Patrick Meehan, using thousands of taxpayer dollars to cover up a settlement that he paid to a woman in his office, a young woman in his office, he never really had an affair with her, but when he really liked her, and then when she started dating a guy, he got real weird and possessive.
Before.
A creepy letter, and then he started becoming very mean to her in the office. Let's see here. The winner. So remember that hearty handshake if you'd like it. And the winner is Boner candidate number 1. I was motivating the kids to run faster.
That becomes Boner candidate number 2 in the Boner fight, which takes place in the 9 o'clock hour. Just a couple of things coming up. If you like friend of the program and Geek Show panelist J Whittaker, he'll be here in the 9 o'clock hour. Also, we've got Corey's community and concert calendar. A chance for you to win Newfound Glory tickets coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. And right now, things that must go. Is that correct?
Hello. Wind up your radio.
There it is.
That's the voice we were looking for.
Dr. Demento, I made the joke while we were
I don't know
in
where that one is, but I found the old one.
Must go. Things that must go. These are things that are bugging you, the friends of the program, things that you think you need to get rid of in your life. Please.
You have both been
if
married
you have
before.
them, send them to us. radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I'll start. I have one of my own today. It is people who start a sentence and then never really seem to get to the end of it because they are on an up note.
They trail
and it's
off.
always like a question. And everything they say, they talk on and goes up into a question. They say, they read things like, here, I'll do this with Becky's. This is my things that must go, or actually things that must stay. I've had an interesting week. My position was eliminated, and all of the negatives that come with that have been positives. Thank you, my sadly former coworkers, for your kind words. Amazing gifts and pick-me-ups. Now, if my crying headache could go away, all would be okay. Love you all, Becky.
Yeah,
I hate it when people do that.
Annoying.
It's awful. Let's see. This one is from Don't Use My Name. The bumper sticker recently spotted in South Jordan that says, Eternal Lives Matter on it. Must go.
Ooh.
This is just stupid and in terrible taste.
It is.
I'm sure that the Mormon sense of humor loves this, but it's just stupid. In a way, I mean, I understand what they're doing.
It's a take on Black Lives Matter.
It's kind of offensive.
Which is offensive.
Yeah, it's kind of offensive.
Well, sometimes we are.
Sometimes.
We the Mormons?
Yeah, sometimes we are. Sometimes in an effort to be really funny and clever, we miss the boat and go, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
You should stop that.
You mean like yesterday when you said that you were going to make sure that I was saved after I die?
Not like that. That's real.
That's kind of offensive to me.
I just want to give you the option in heaven. That's all.
I don't want the option because
you don't know right now.
Yes, I do.
You may want it.
Stomatitis must go, she says. It's a genetic mouth disease in cats that causes the gums to pull away from the teeth, causing food to get in between them, that gets infected, causing teeth to become inflamed and fall out. My poor kitty has this. You know, I would say to this woman, don't feel bad for your kitty, but I have it as well. It causes her so much pain. We have had to get some of the teeth pulled out. It's really expensive. My little kitty's only 2, and it makes me sad. My coworker who voted for Donald Trump, who goes on and on about how wonderful he is, must go, and how he's done so much for our country within the last year. Her ignorance makes me sick. Well, wait till you hear in our next newscast what Chris Stewart, our Utah representative, has to say about Donald Trump. I think he's in love.
Oh, isn't that adorable?
Also, the same coworker being extremely nosy. She asks personal questions, and when there's any type of drama going on with anyone else in the office, and then she feels the need to discuss it with everybody. I don't care about other people's business. I just want to get my work done. And finally, most importantly, the driver's license of the person who caused the accident that almost killed 3 members of my family must go. This is not the first offense on his driving record, but one of many. I'm so grateful that everyone survived and is on the mend, but this person is absolutely a safety hazard and needs to be off the road. You guys are awesome. I've been listening for a long time. Please leave the bottle. And then finally this, blue-collar discrimination must go. Just because I work residential construction doesn't mean I'm incompetent, bud. I've got a bachelor's degree. I just make more doing this than sitting at a desk. I start law school in 6 months and actually got an email from Yale Law yesterday. But since I wear a tool bag, I'm constantly perceived as a dumbass. Make that go away. Thank you.
You want me to go, Gina?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, this one from John. That thing when you're waiting in line to order, the person in front of you is staring at their phone or in some way distracted. By the time they get to the front, they take an additional 15 minutes to look at the menu. The purpose of the giant menu screen is so that while you're waiting in line, you can plan ahead what you will be ordering. Also, Facebook drama and the Trump administration. It doesn't really need to be listed, but I feel like I should mention it. Hope you like these, says John. I enjoy listening every morning. This one from Don't Use My Name. This is my first time sending in Things Must Go, so I hope this really works. When there are parking spaces designated for low-emission, fuel-efficient vehicles, but there are no spaces and they're not monitored, so anyone can park there. As someone who drives a low-emissions car, I appreciate businesses going to the effort to make those parking spaces, but they are useless if you let anyone park there. I'm talking to you, Harriman.
What about
Again with the Harriman?
What about if it's somebody like me? My car is not a low-emission car, but I am.
Yeah.
Low emissions.
She might be talking to you.
Can I park there if I have low emissions?
My 10-month-old who thinks it's funny to scream bloody murder at the top of his lungs. I've been told it's just a phase and there's not much I can do about it, but for the love, I need this phase to end. I'm starting to lose my hearing.
Yeah.
Third, the fact that my mom is so surprised that my husband is actually a wonderful, loving father to our baby, despite the fact that he's not Mormon anymore.
How could that possibly be?
But he's great. You're sure he's not secretly? And finally, developing food allergies as an adult must go. Why is my body punishing me for trying to feed it something that I've eaten for years? Thank you so much for letting me listen. Insert witty sign off here. And then finally this. People who are not aware of how loud they talk when I can very clearly hear you from the opposite side of the room. Not only is it annoying, but it sends me into rage. Shut up. Sincerely, Jake.
Hello.
Hi.
This is from Please Don't Use My Name. Things that must go. My husband. His indecisiveness. Yes, let's have another baby. 2 days later, hell no, no more kids. Stop getting my hopes up. Either we unwrap the sausage or we don't.
What?
Just
really?
Just pick one so I can either get excited or get rid of the baby stuff.
Unwrap the sausage.
We don't need to repeat it.
Let's see. This is first things that must go. Girls who take a selfie and then tag their boyfriends in it on social media. What's the point of that? Does he not have his own Snapchat or text so you can send him the picture? Or are you marking your territory? It needs to stop. Also, people who don't want children but feel the need to tell you how to raise yours. And this is from Josh. Greetings. My only must go this week is when radio talk show hosts eat food on the air. Now, I'm not going to call to any of you specifically, but when Bill's chewing on the radio, we can always hear it. It is not a pleasant sound.
There are some people who love it.
Must you be so gluttonous that you can't wait just a few minutes for a commercial to consume that tasty muffin?
Yeah, sometimes.
I know they don't allow call center representatives or customer service folks to chew food on the phone, so why do you get a pass?
Well, and Todd hates it.
Because I make more money than they do.
That's my only complaint. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Please make it go away. Thanks. And just quickly, one of my own. Women, get up 10 minutes earlier. And maybe I'm going to direct this at you too, Richie.
I'm a lady.
Who brushes his teeth at work.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready at home before you come to work.
Nope.
I go in the bathroom here, and this happens, a couple times a month, and there's a woman in there at the sink with all of her makeup out on the counter and her flat iron. And I go to wash my hands, and I have to wade through and I'm worried I'm going to get water all over your stuff. But get ready at home.
They probably go to the gym before they come to work, but then they don't shower.
Then get ready at the gym. You don't come to work and get ready for work.
You're inconveniencing Gina.
No, it's stuff all over the counter.
Yeah, I mean, if there's stuff everywhere, I mean, I don't mind if
get ready.
Keep on your side.
Get ready at home or get ready at the gym. You don't come to work and brush your damn teeth, Richie. Brush your teeth at home.
Yeah, don't worry about. You're not going to inconvenience Gina at the gym. You won't see her there.
No.
That's things that must go.
The Sundance Film Festival is back in Utah, January 18th through the...
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find an old adversary of Butch and Lehigh planning their demise.
So, bounty hunter, you will bring me Christiansen?
Jabba the Hutt was very fond of his rancor. He would pay me more for a complete set of missionaries.
Christiansen made me look weak in front of the Emperor. Only by turning Christiansen to the dark side will I be able to regain my place by the Emperor's side.
What, Elder Jensen?
Sell him to that slug, Jabba. I have arranged to have the elders meet you on Bespin. There you can ambush them without anyone noticing.
If these elders bested you and the Emperor, how do you expect me to transport them back to you?
I prefer my elders frozen. There is a carbonite facility on Cloud City. That should make transporting them simple.
Have my credits ready. I'll be right back.
Here we are, Butch. Cloud City. It sure looks like the holograms they showed us in school.
I don't know, Lehigh. I always get nervous when I stand on a city that's floating miles above the surface. Are you sure this is the right place?
Zone Leader Hanson said that we're supposed to meet someone here named Lando Calrissian, right here on Bespin.
Well, church records on this Calrissian fellow show him to be a gambler, smuggler, womanizer, and a penny stock manipulator. Are you sure this is the guy?
Well, maybe he's ready to turn over a new leaf. Oh, I think that's him right there.
Hi, and welcome to Cloud City. I'm Lando Calrissian. I run the mining operation here on Bespin. Could I offer you a beverage, perhaps some malt?
I love a malt.
Liquor?
Oh, no, we don't drink, Mr. Calrissian. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Aye.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Now, our zone leader said that you might be interested in learning more about our religion.
Actually, no. We have some common acquaintances. I've made a deal with the Empire. Well, they'll leave me alone if I introduce you to this guy over here. Elders, this is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Elders Christiansen and Jensen there. Gotta go now. Got a city to run. Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Fat was up. Well, hi, I'm... Hey, I'm all tied up!
Cool toy. I need to get me one of those. We could convert more people if we could just tie them up first.
Now, Butch, I don't think we would be allowed to hog-tie prospective converts. Excuse me, Mr. Fat, could you untie me now?
One down, one to go.
Don't push my companion in that hole! Whoa! What have you done to my companion? Is Butch dead?
No, he wouldn't be worth much to me dead. Jabba wants to see him die in person. Your companion is frozen in carbonite. Now, if you would be so kind as to throw yourself down in there, we can get on with this.
You're going to take us both back to Jabba's palace?
No, you have an appointment with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Cousin Darth? Oh, my.
Hey, get over here.
Sorry about this, Butch, but I need you to do something for me. Don't push me over. Oh, I guess you weighed more than I thought in this thing, Butch. I'm sorry, Mr. Fat. I hope my companion, who's now frozen in carbonite, wasn't too heavy. Oh, geez, what do I got to do now? I better go for some help.
Never leave your companion, Lehigh.
Mr. Kenobi?
It is the first rule. You must never leave your companion.
Obi-Wan, come back. I need some help. Oh, well, I guess I can put you on my luggage rack like this, Butch. Come on, let's go. Will Butch be able to serve out the rest of his mission frozen in carbonite? Can Lehigh really find a big microwave to defrost him in? Will Darth Vader ever get his revenge and once again become the Emperor's favorite lapdog? And where does Boba Fett get all those neat gizmos? Tune in next time to hear Butch say... on the next mind-numbing episode of Space Elders!
KXRK-FM and HD1, Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake City, 96.3 FM, and streaming on X96.com and our free app. Utah's original alternative for more than 2 decades, 96.3 FM, X96.
Well, I guess it's up to old...
Radio from Hell.
Every once in a while, Richie likes to play a little rejoinder like that he can identify with.
Uh-huh. Who's with me? Nobody in this company.
You and old Gil.
Yep. Come on, Gil.
But this isn't Gil. This is Corey.
Hey, good morning.
Corey O'Brien is here. Hi, Corey. Corey is the evening DJ here, 7 to whenever he feels like leaving.
Whenever I can empty all the garbage cans and the floors are mopped, I'm allowed to leave.
You get a bonus for that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
You get 2.
And then
one for the garbage and one for the mopping.
Excellent, excellent.
And listen to Corey at 8 o'clock. He does Exposed. So if you're like, no, they play the same songs, you can listen at 8 o'clock, and he plays stuff that you may never hear again.
Quite possibly. Often that is the case.
Have you played that Nudes song that Carlin
That's 2
played?
years old.
I have not, no.
Oh. Is it 2 years old?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a great song. Corey is here with his community and concert update, and is that sponsored?
It is. Brought to you by Paris at the Depot on March 3rd. That's an all-ages show. Tickets are on sale now. So
and let me ask. I want to ask you another question before we do it. You always have around your neck. Are those Beats headphones?
No, they are Bose headphones.
Bose
actually.
headphones.
Yes.
Your Bluetooth headphones, always around your neck.
They're always there.
But I never see you using them.
If I'm at my desk working, I have them on, like listening to music for Exposed. You know, just listening to new stuff, trying to find new things to listen to.
It's an accessory. It's like a scarf, but
it is. I don't like things around my wrist, but around my neck, I'm fine with.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of. It says to me This is a hip guy.
Is that what?
Yeah.
This is so hip.
It's a hip guy.
Go buy some tighter jeans now.
Yeah.
I know
All right.
that.
So
All
what's
right.
going on?
So this week, tonight, if you're looking for something to do, an SLC Punk approved show, Good Riddance will be performing at Metro Music Hall and bringing along a band that has a very creepy Utah reference called Hi-Fi Murder. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That plays differently here than it does anywhere else.
Yeah,
I said that band has been around for a while.
Yeah, they've been around. Yeah,
because I remember encountering them before, their name before, and I think I think we even
talked to them on the air.
Did we?
Yep.
And they know about it.
Of course.
Although I don't think it's a direct reference to that.
No,
I think it is a direct reference
Is
to
it?
that.
I don't remember.
If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Just look up the Hi-Fi Murderers.
Yes, it's the first thing that will come up on
Read the
Wikipedia.
book Victim.
Yeah.
Victim.
Gina says with a...
Didn't they make a movie as well, I thought?
Yeah, I used to know that guy who, what was his name, who wrote the book. He was one of the people that the Hi-Fi Murderers had attempted to kill.
Yeah, one of the survivors. Yeah. So that's going on tonight. Friday, you've got a band, we'll just call them Star Hugger. They're going to be at the Depot.
Is that not what they're really called, though?
No, they're not really called that. It's STRFKR. You can fill in the vowels.
Oh, yeah, Star Hugger.
Yeah, Star Hugger. They're going to be at the Depot, but really, really good band. One of the best albums they put out in 2006 called Being No One, Going Nowhere. So listen to that all day today, and then Friday, go check them out. You've also got the Goblin Masquerade at Sugar Space Arts Warehouse.
The Goblin Masquerade.
Kind of like dress up like David Bowie from Labyrinth, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you don't have a mask, they got him at the door for a fee. 21 and over, that one is. Saturday, Silverstein will be at the Demo. Or the Depot. The Demo.
The Depot?
I was thinking Screamo when I said Depot.
Okay.
It'll be the Screamo for that
Who's
Saturday night. Silverstein will be there. And you've got the Polar Plunge at the Sheraton Salt Lake. This will raise money for the Special Olympics. So if you can raise $50, you go jump in an ice cold pool.
So the Sheraton has an outdoor pool? Or do they put
specify? I think they might just dump a bunch of ice in their pool. I don't know what goes on, but I know it'll be a cold pool. That's what I know. Yeah.
A friend of the program, Wendy, is the one who's organizing that. Great cause for the Special Olympics.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know how you're doing it, Wendy.
Yeah.
So that's going on. Like I say, that'll be Saturday. Monday, you've got another good band called Hippocampus. They're from Minnesota, and they will be at the Complex. I've actually played them a few times on Exposed. They have a great song called Baseball out right now.
Okay.
And that's what's going on.
That's it?
Not a lot. Sundance is still going on through Sunday, so you can still catch some films.
Yeah.
You can get Best of Fest here in Salt Lake.
Fest, yeah.
All right. Well, put the bows in your ears and get to work.
All right.
Well, I got one question before we let you go. If people want to get it sent to their phone, the link, how do they do that?
Yeah, just text the word events to 33986, and we'll text the list to you every Wednesday at noon.
Cool.
That's really great. I'm going to do that right now.
Oh, thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill likes to know what's going on.
I do. I don't like to do anything, but I just like to know what's going on.
I'd like to know what's going on in case somebody asks.
Yeah.
If Bill could, he would get that text message from X96 in his mattress firm bed and just stay there.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, oh, man, there are a lot of people doing great stuff. I'm going to stay right here in my bed and pretend that I'm doing things.
You know, we got new mattresses from Mattress Firm a little while ago, and I thought I had a nice mattress, and I was wrong. I didn't have a good one until I got a new one. You don't know how much better you will sleep until you get a new mattress.
Mattress Firm, they have a sale right now, and it's the New Year closeout sale. You can save up to 70% on famous name brands, floor models, including Beauty Rest, Serta, Hampton and Rhodes, and save on all the essentials like adjustable bases. I have an adjustable base bed now, and I really, really like it. It's impossible not to start off 2018 perfectly when when Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at just $399, or Hampton and Rhodes start at $199. So Mattress Firm 0% financing right now too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. So right now you can get all kinds of great deals at Mattress Firm, and you're thinking, well, Mattress Firm, where are they?
Everywhere.
You probably don't notice them until they're kind of nondescript.
Look out your car window right now. There's one right there.
There are lots of them, so find one near you by going to mattressfirm.com.
Boner.
Broadway Media is a great company, and we provide them service all the time.
You know, producing a morning show, our hosts get up at 3 in the morning. They start gathering stories, and I got to print them out. I got to get them. Not having the ability to print something made it virtually impossible to do my job.
Let's join Carrie and Bill at the Acme Broadcasting Company party at Rockport Reservoir.
What a nice day for a company party, huh?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, it's just beautiful up here. And you know, we deserve this, don't we?
I think that everybody on the staff deserves a nice party like this. I mean, we've all worked so hard to get this station to show in the ratings.
Yeah. Showing up in the top 35 stations ain't that easy either.
Nope.
Hey, look at everybody down there on the beach by the picnic table. You know, we ought to hike down there.
No, we can get a much better shot at all of them with our paintball guns from up here.
Huh.
Now look at Mario there. I'll bet you I can knock that beer right out of his hand.
Good shot. hey, they can't see us up here, can they?
Well, apparently not. Hey, listen, see if you can splatter the side of Bessie with a volley of that green paint you got.
Righto. Just about spelled my name. Hey, they're all starting to scatter and take cover now. What a great party. Hey, see if you can hit Sonny before she makes it to that tree.
Okay. Oh, damn, I missed her. You know, she's so thin, there's not much of a target there. Hey, what's Ed Acme doing?
Well, it looks like he's pushed over the picnic table and he's using it as a barrier. Get out your binoculars.
Got him. Oh, my God. That's a 30-30 he's pulling out of his knapsack. Oh! And it looks like he's got a bead on us, too. That was too close.
Godfrey! Jeez, everybody else seems to be packing heat, too. Look at that. Mario's gunning back at us with some kind of flare gun.
Whoa!
Gee!
All right, Sonny thinks she's going to hit us clear up here with that little pistol of hers.
Whoa!
Oh, but Acme's really got us pinned down with that thing.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing I brought this to the company party, isn't it?
Oh, an Uzi.
Yeah.
Bill, you the man. Oh, God, what a great party.
Round 2 brought to you by...
Whoop.
Sorry,
Blah,
blah,
blah. I started talking and the microphone wasn't.
Sorry about
open.
that.
That's all right.
Great.
Black Velvet Boutique, 293 South State Street in Clearfield, or you can go to blackvelvetboutique.com, or you can call them. Say, hey, Black Velvet Boutique.
Hello.
What do you got there? 801-525-1583. You can call because it is a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource.
Sexual?
Yeah. Don't be scared, Bill.
Okay.
That's actually their main message.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of sex.
They want you to be comfortable going into Black Velvet Boutique and shopping and asking questions and getting information.
Sex is meant to be enjoyable. If it's not,
It is?
You should talk to the folks at Black Velvet Boutique.
I think Bill really needs to go.
Thought it was a chore.
You can go there and talk to any one of the staff. It's a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource. They have free sex education workshops, Bill. They don't cost you anything. They're open 7 days a week, 293 South State Street in Clearfield, Black Velvet Boutique.
News. Hang on.
So an Iowa therapist, excuse me. I'll take therapist for 15, Alex. That was a little bad. An Iowa therapist has been accused of sexually exploiting a female patient. Now, so there, okay. He invited her to his house.
The therapist invited the patient. Okay.
Got her into the hot tub where he said this would be a good thing to do.
I feel like you don't do that.
And then he kissed and touched her.
That's
now,
not...
of course, you don't do that. Arceli Shutters was arrested on felony charges following the incident with a patient from the Compass, a psychotherapy group. Authorities said the social worker invited the woman to her home under the guise of helping with her issues. The woman went into the hot tub intending to discuss the problems, but found the counselor allegedly tried to ply her with alcohol and made unwanted advances. So I guess the patient, had some psychological problems.
Okay.
But why?
A vulnerable person.
I guess
you get to.
I guess I don't want to be that critical of that person, even though I would say
they're not.
When a therapist says, "Hey, why don't you come over to my house?" Why don't the red flags go up immediately?
If you're very trusting and
and if you're in a really bad place, I guess is the not justification, but a way I can see it. If you are thinking, I am so bad off, I can't see a way through it. Sure, I trust you, trusted professional. They're not going to do anything that would be inappropriate.
Now apparently a therapist, it was a female therapist, and said to the woman who was the patient, after touching her in the hot tub and stuff, said, "Wait, this is wrong. I can't be your therapist anymore." And she apologized, and then the patient got out of the hot tub and left and went home, and then filed a complaint.
Okay,
you would think that a therapist would be smart enough to know that if you have some sort of attraction to one of your patients, it would be a difficult situation, wouldn't it?
Well, they were hoping it was mutual, probably.
That's what I mean. But even if you hope that to be true, and you have an attraction to one of your patients, either you just keep it to yourself, which we probably all have to do with various things.
Sure. If you're an adult,
or you say, I can't keep it to myself, so I can't have this patient anymore.
Right. That's the responsible thing to do.
Let's see now. Is this responsible?
No.
Free-range parenting. It's a modern buzzword for families aiming to raise more self-sufficient children. But how much freedom and at what age remains a fierce debate. Well, now a Utah lawmaker wants to make sure that moms and dads don't find themselves under investigation for allowing mature kids with good judgment to do things alone, such as travel to school, explore a playground, or stay in their parents' car. Like you said, oh, you want to stay in the car and wait for me? Okay, fine. And I've done that with my kids. Not when they're infants, of course, but
right.
But you don't want to come in? Okay, I'll be 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Lock the door. The doors are locked.
Don't touch anything.
You're fine.
It's not
Just
hot.
Go ahead and play your game. It's not hot. It's okay. I've done that. A panel of lawmakers unanimously approved the proposal here in Utah on Tuesday, advancing it to the full Senate for a vote. Sponsored by Senator Lincoln Fillmore. He would revise state law to say that it isn't neglect to let children do those things alone if they're otherwise well cared for. So I guess what that means is if somebody has a child and that they sometimes, there have been cases, and we've had them in the news, where
kids are at the park.
People see kids at the park, and somebody will say, "Where are your parents?" And they'll say, "Well,
we walked here.
They're home. We walked to the park, and we're playing, and then we'll walk home." What? And they call the police, and that causes problems. So
we
maybe
did that as kids all the time.
Sure, I used to when at probably as early as the age of 10. Used to ride the bus from my home in the northern part of Ogden, ride the bus into downtown Ogden, go to my grandpa's, he had a lumber yard, a building business right down in the heart of Ogden, and I'd ride down there and go work with him on a Saturday, or I'd ride downtown and go to the old library.
Yeah, that's not neglect.
Yeah. I was 10, and I guess my mother figured, well, he's 10. He knows what to do if strangers talk to him.
He's got to get his cigarettes somehow.
Well, that was 12. And that was just walk up to the local gas station. They were 35 cents a pack. So anyway, that's me. I guess it's good legislation to say if otherwise the kids seem fine, and maybe the cops do get involved and talk to the parents, and they talk to the kids, and then they go, okay, you're fine. Which probably happens anyway, and you probably don't need to have a law, but there you go.
Climate change? Do we do sports and climate change, or just climate change?
Just climate change.
Okay.
It will feel climate changey today because the birds will be chirping and it'll be warm, and the snow on your yard will melt and it'll be muddy, and you'll go, I wish this were January and it was frozen. And
when's the snow maybe coming?
Tomorrow. They say maybe half inch. It'll start out as rain, which will make your yard even muddier. And then,
hates mud, Bill. Do you hear this?
I know. She couldn't even bring herself to watch the Oscar-nominated feature Mudbound.
Nope. So that'll start tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
All right, here we go with Boner Fight. This is Boner Candidate number 1, the winner of round 1, splitting up the twins. Remember that? Lawsuit filed by LGBTQ immigrant rights groups. The State Department is discriminating against same-sex binational couples by denying children citizenship at birth. The case is filed in L.A. and Washington. There is a case pending right now where one of the set of twins, is allowed to be a U.S. citizen. This is their twin children to a married male couple, but they won't allow the other twin in because can't prove biological connection somehow. I don't get it, but that's the way it is. They've split them up. Boner Candidate number 1. Boner Candidate number 2, maybe a little easier to understand. I was motivating the kids to run faster. The teacher in a PE class on the playground, he took off all of his clothes, stark naked, and started chasing kids around. When somebody started filming him, he put his pants back on. But, there you go. That's number 2.
There are your candidates. 877-602-9696 is the telephone number, and Nick is standing by ready to take your Boner Fight vote. Just tell him a 1 or a 2, whichever one you think. You can also text us, 33986. Just send off a 1 or a 2. You can text that vote as many times as you would like. And as always, you can go to x96.com, look for the post that says Boner Fight for Wednesday, January 24th. In there should be a poll. You should be able to vote, and then you can click and submit as many times as you would like. We will have your winner and J Whittaker in studio coming up next.
Keep the radio on.
Rod Stewart.
What?
I just saw this. There's pictures of Rod Stewart and his wife getting a cozy lunch date at the Subway near their Essex home. There's a picture of them sitting in the Subway. They ordered 2 6-inch subs.
Really? What beverage did they have, Gina? Did they have? I don't know if Subway is a Coke or a Pepsi venue. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I hope they had a cola.
You don't think of Rod Stewart as.
I don't think of Rod Stewart. Period.
And he didn't wait in the car and send his wife in.
Why would he?
He's just sitting there.
Why would he? He's a chivalrous man.
If I'm really hungry, I stop by the Subway. Come on, honey, let's get some.
See?
Thank you.
Radio from hell.
Well, that was disgusting.
But sometimes it's a 2-shirt deal.
No, you don't.
3-shirt.
Boner of the day.
Yeah, let's do award the winner of the boner fight.
Brought to you in part by.
Let's see. I had some Thai chicken curry and rice, and I don't think I had anything else. Glass of water.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
So boner candidate number 1, the winner of round 1, splitting up the twins. This immigration service. I didn't really understand all of the details except immigration and naturalization being discriminatory against a same-sex couple who are trying to bring their adopted twins into the country. One of the twins, they said, we can prove this is a biological but why do they have to prove it at all? Whether
it's
they're
an adoption.
It's an adoption. Why do they have to prove that they're
because they're gay, Bill? That's why. Because they're gay.
And then boner candidate number 2, I was motivating the kids to run faster. The teacher kids were out there having PE on the playground, elementary school kids, and the teacher, he took off all of his clothes and was naked and started chasing them around.
So they'd run faster.
Motivating them to run faster. It's a PE thing.
What's wrong with these children?
It's a PE thing. I
never.
So let's see. The winner was boner candidate number 2, the naked teacher motivating the kids to run faster.
Was it close?
No.
Not at all? Because number 1's pretty bad.
Well, it was. Yeah, it wasn't that close, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this and then that?
Or the other? Or should we do the other?
be listening. We're going to give you a keyword so you can win some tickets to go see Newfound Glory when they come to town. We'll do that right after we talk to J Whittaker and Eve Jones. Welcome in, you guys.
Hey, what's up?
J Whittaker is, of course, our good friend, stand-up comedian, geek show panelist, father, bird lover.
Special guest on the Not Safe for Work episode that we recorded on Sunday at Squatters. You can get it now at x96.com, and if you subscribe to the Radio from Hell podcast feed, it is there and available.
And Jay was a big part of it, a big, very funny part of that Not Safe for Work podcast. Thanks for being there.
Oh, that was a good time.
Good.
It was a good time. I ate food and got pretty drunk. I won't lie. Went back and listened to it. I was like, yeah. Got pretty drunk.
You seemed okay though.
Yeah, no, but like I know my.
You know you.
I know me, and I was like, yeah, dude, you're pretty drunk.
He was having a good time.
I was yelling at people in the street.
Yep.
And
Now Jay does he's not just a stand-up comic. He's a stand-up comedian with a cause sometimes. Oh, he also has a podcast. The
Incredibly Vocal Minority.
Vocal.
It's hard to say, but I just like saying it. The Incredibly Vocal Minority. Say it, Richie.
The Incredibly. Oh, now I messed up.
See,
Vocal
you said
minority.
Newfound Glory just fine. You were like, Newfound Glory.
No, but because
it's still just 3 words.
Because I want to make sure I do it right.
IVM podcast.
Incredibly Vocal Minority. Anywhere you get podcasts?
Yeah, you get them at 7-Eleven.
Wherever your podcasts are sold.
Wherever podcasts are sold.
They sell them right by those vape cigarettes.
Yeah, next to the Takis and Hot Cheetos. Yeah.
So now and then Eve Jones is a fine worker at the Green Pig. Where Jay is doing some stand-up events, kind of on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
But you're doing one when this weekend?
Yeah, it's tomorrow actually.
Tomorrow. Okay.
So every last Thursday of the month we're doing what we call the Green Pig Give Show. Eve and I and her mother Bridget, who the owner of the Green Pig, we came together and wrapped our head around this. And each month we donate to a different charity. What's this month's?
This month we're doing the road home.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And so
that's very nice.
Yeah. So we're
you
doing.
Come have a good time.
Yeah, good time, good food, good beer and drinks and
food. Yeah, the food is good, really good at the Green Pig.
We assume that everyone knows where the Green Pig is, but tell people if they don't know.
It is 31 East, 400 South, so just right there in between State and Maine, right on 4 South.
Yeah. It's one of those places where I drive by all the time because I live downtown, and you look in there, and it always looks like people are having a good time, and you're like, well, I should go. I should be going there.
You want to be where the people are, Gina?
It's like, whatever's happening.
But I have to go pick up
fun.
my kids. The Green Pig. That's really a good thing, though, that the Green Pig has gotten behind doing this. So, Jay, you're going to be doing stand up. Is it just you, or are you some other?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is for the 7 years I've been doing comedy in Salt Lake, I've never ran a room or like started a room. You see a lot of great comics out here. They start a room, and so I wanted to do that, and so. They gave me the opportunity to do that, and I also wanted to use it to build new talent. You know, Eve will be doing a set. You know, and so it's just
you doing stand up, Eve?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're gonna call it. But
you're a brave woman.
That's brave. You have a great voice.
She's got great stories.
Good.
You know, I host our Wednesday night trivia at the Green Pig. A lot of people know me as your favorite foul-mouthed trivia host.
Oh well.
So you know it's just a little bit different.
You like You like doing that. That's kind of a performance. And you like to joke around with people.
Yeah. You know, I say it's like the world's greatest job because I get paid to drink and read out loud and insult people for 2 hours. So it's great. It's awesome.
So Jay, what is it? So people, does it cost anything raise the money?
It's just $5. $5 gets you in, and we start the show at 7:30. 7:40, pending technical issues. But I'd recommend you get there at 6:45. You know, a lot of people showed up. We did one at Christmas time, kind of as a test run, and we did a shop for a cop.
Shop for a cop.
Yeah,
we actually raise for that charity every year around Christmas time at the Green Pig. So, so this year.
So different charity every month. Last Thursday of the month.
Every month,
and just like clockwork, always the last Thursday. Different cause every month.
Yep.
Nice. The Green Pig. Great, thanks for doing it. And I know you guys are branched out. You're branching out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Weren't opening up a place in Ogden or part of it?
Yeah. Bridget. So Bridget, my mom, she has 2
Your
other bars.
mom?
She is my mom. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, she has 2 bars up in Ogden that she also owns with Dave Morris, who also owns Piper Down and Ice House. But yeah, so up there she's got the Funk and Dive and the Harp and Hound.
Yeah, thanks.
So.
I just, as an Ogdenite, I was born and raised in Ogden.
Yes.
I want to thank you for helping the community up there by giving them places to go.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, get there at about 6:45. Jay Whittaker will be doing comedy. Eve will be doing comedy.
Yeah.
Anybody
I don't
else?
think we've said it, but you got to be 21.
Yeah, you got to be 21.
You gotta be
You have
21
to be
to come
21
play,
to,
yeah.
to drink and have any type of adult fun
Right.
in this state.
I would propose lowering the drinking age to 10, but nobody listens to me.
That's what they do in Austria, right? I don't know. I'm just made up a country. No, like I'm also doing a show the following day at the Impact Hub, and we're with Eileen Dobbins and Aaron Woodall, hosted by Taurus Fairley. We're raising money for NAMI Utah, which is money to help those that are dealing with mental illness and depression. So
Jay, you got to make a living. These are a whole bunch of charity things. You're doing.
look.
Jay's kind of a charity on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
So
He's paying it forward because one day it'll be Thursday night at the Green Pig for Jay Whittaker.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it really is. All charity goes to.
Jay would admit, I think he has a pretty good life, and
No, I don't.
And
I make calculated,
give
stupid
back.
risks, and then I
He's
tell
giving back.
jokes about them, and that somehow I get paid for it.
Yeah, you're giving back though, and that's a good thing.
I'm trying to. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
All right.
I want to do well. The whole thing is like I said, I work with. I work at Green Pig occasionally as a door guy, and I work with some really great, funny people. And I'm like, we got to do something here because the stuff that you just even happens here on a continuous basis. I mean, like when we close out at 2:00. Remember, you and Vinny got the thing that was. That was see, this is an inside joke.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just say newfound glory.
Newfound glory. The incredibly vocal minority.
At the IVM podcast on Twitter, and then follow me on social medias at It's Jay Whittaker.
Thank you very much.
And do I understand that you're having newfound glory on your podcast? Is that what I was getting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
I need some newfound glory in my life.
Jay Whittaker and Eve Jones from the Green Pig, which is on 4 South between State and Maine. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Let's do that keyword, Gina.
Speaking of newfound glory, they're coming to town with special guests Bayside, The Movie Life, and William Ryan Key, formerly of Yellow Card, as part of the Sick Tour, Saturday, June 9th at the Complex. Tickets are on sale now at ticketfly.com. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text it to 33986 to try to win tickets. The keyword is burger. B-U-R-G-E-R, burger. Text that to 33986.
Okay. Coming up, we'll wrap this thing out, and then maybe you can go home and go to bed. Can you do that today, Bill?
No.
No?
Why would I want to go home and go to bed? Oh, because I have my mattress. For the mattress that I got at Mattress Firm.
Yes.
I shouldn't. I'm going to stop saying my Mattress Firm mattress
It's not a
because
brand.
Mattress Firm is not a brand. It's a store that sells all kind of mattresses. Yeah, Jay.
No, I'm sorry. I have to come back on. And did y'all see this Mattress Firm theory on Twitter?
A theory?
No, there's like a conspiracy theory about how they talk about Mattress Firm. You got to just type in Mattress Firm conspiracy theory. I know you're sponsored. I don't want to be jacking them up, but just type it in.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
We'll do
Now
that.
I gotta go look.
All right, but go to Mattress Firm for a really fine mattress. You should change it out about every 8 years, 8 to 10 years.
And people don't do that. My dad, until just the last 6 months, had a mattress that was 20 plus years because you just don't think about it.
And he found that on the side of the road too, didn't he? I know your dad.
Yeah.
Mattress Firm, right now they're having a sale. It's impossible not to start off 2018 with perfectly when you can get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress starting at just $399 or a Hampton and Rhodes Queen mattress at $199. Mattress Firm, well, how do I find a store? Go to mattressfirm.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1 hour. Barry on Twitter at RFHGina. Radio from Hell on X96.
9:48.
You know what I'd like to do? I need to find out about this. I was reading obituaries over the weekend, as I always do.
We got to get
there was a guy who, I want to see that movie. I think it's called Obit. That got great reviews. It's about the New York Times obituary department.
I don't know this.
Yeah, Sean Means talked about it, and you were here. He talked about it. It was 6 months ago or so. Got great reviews. Anyway, so there was a guy who, it's at the end of the obituary, it said he has donated his remains to science, I think it's the University of Utah, and his name will be on a memorial plaque that they have for it, or there's a monument apparently somewhere. And now my brother-in-law, who died a couple of years ago up in Seattle, did this, donated his, and it was just, I think it's a gracious thing to do in a lot of ways. My brother-in-law, Tim, who was a really interesting and sweet guy, and he had donated his remains to I think it was the University of Washington, and his name is they put their name on a plaque somewhere or a monument. And that's what it said here in Salt Lake, but I don't know where that monument is. I want to find that out.
It's at the Salt Lake City Cemetery, and the Friday before Memorial Day at 11 a.m. year over year, they do a
service for the people who do it, which I think is really nice.
Is nice.
And I'm considering doing that.
I've thought about that,
and
because my thought is, when I'm gone, whatever you need, go ahead and
if you need it, take it.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm in an accident and you can use my organs.
And this is for this is like a lot of this is like medical students.
Yeah,
take what you'll eat, but don't.
What is it? What do they say at buffets? Take only as much as you'll eat. But no, I'm serious about this. But one thing that I think about it in terms of a really practical sense is funerals and cremations.
It's expensive.
Are expensive. And I don't know. I didn't really ask when my brother-in-law did this. Save you all that expense? I mean, certainly you don't have to pay them to do it, right? And I don't think they pay you.
I don't know.
I mean, I just think you go, hey, it makes absolutely perfect sense just on a practical level. Donate. And there's somebody out there right now who's thinking, well, my mother did this or my dad did this, and just let me know. Bill, I'm sure I can Google it and find out. But
then, Bill,
if you have a personal story about it, I'd like to hear it.
I want you to get a new tattoo.
Yeah.
Right here
on my
your chest.
Do not resuscitate.
No.
Is that what
No, that says, this is Don't You Know Who I Am?
Oh, okay. So that some medical student up at the U will be looking down and go,
Bill
oh my God, that's Bill Allred.
That's what I want.
There is no expense if you donate within 50-mile radius of the University of Utah. If you're donating and it occurs outside that area, the family or estate is responsible for additional transportation expenses.
So you have to pay the shipping fees. Yeah, shipping and handling, you have to take care of that. But other than that, I live blocks away from the University of Utah. My corpse could walk to the U.
After the medical studies are complete at no expense to the family, the body is cremated, and in accordance with the donor's wishes, the ashes are either returned to the family or placed in a common repository at the Salt Lake City Cemetery.
That's a nice thing to do.
And sometimes it's a long time. You say, oh well, I'll get the ashes back. Sometimes it's, I mean, they're picking at you for quite a while.
Well,
sometimes
if you're a good subject,
and I got all sorts of problems they'd probably like to look at.
Yeah.
But it's it's like people who are studying to be hand surgeons.
Need practice,
and they'll just work on that part, and you can keep that cadaver part. You can keep that preserved for quite some time, where they can look at the workings and how it happens and all of that.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, people. I listened to a podcast once, or read an article once about cadavers and how medical students regard them and all of that, and it's fascinating. It's a fascinating thing to how they deal with it, and they said most people have a very reverent feeling about it when they first do it, when they first go in and start dealing with cadavers. Now, my ex-wife, she always said to me, "Don't you dare donate my body to science. I don't want some medical student messing around with me and making fun of me. And
I don't care. Please, if I end up donating my body, please make fun of me.
If you end up donating your body.
I mean, if that.
Will you?
I'll leave it up to my kids. Because I think they're the ones, if they're okay with it, then...
No, they won't want to. They won't want
maybe
you to
they
do
will.
it. No.
No, they respect the last wishes. You need to decide. Own your death.
I think my brother-in-law, I don't think his mother was particularly... Well, I don't know. I can't imagine that she was, she was totally in with that.
I want my kids to do whatever they feel like they need to do, because I don't care. So whatever you need to get.
Well, then they'll have a funeral. Funerals are for the.
But maybe not. I mean, this is a conversation we'll have. I'll have this conversation.
What a great thing to do. I'm
think
doing
so.
it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, and I'm sure my wife will be down with it, and my kids don't give a damn.
Well, and
why don't you do it tomorrow, huh?
Please, right now.
One piece at a time.
Yeah.
And the other part of it too is, if you're uncomfortable with the big picture of your whole body, there are still lots of things that can be donated and can be really useful.
Your head?
Your head?
Yep.
You can just donate your head?
Your bone? I have cadaver bone in my mouth right now, so I could get implants. Not that, Bill.
Oh.
Not everything is that.
Just to me. Skin?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, when my
Take what you need.
my brother died there, he was I don't know if he was. Yeah, he no, I don't think he was specifically an organ donor, but they came and asked.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything we can harvest?
Sure.
And we said, sure, whatever. The family said, sure, whatever you think you can use.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't much.
Yeah.
There just wasn't much. But they did. I don't recall what, but there was a little bit.
Something
that they could use, and he was an organ donor. I got a pin somewhere from them.
That's cool.
But I think that's a great thing to do. And then I'm going to find out where that does it say where the memorial is in the Salt Lake Cemetery?
Someone said the southwest corner, but I'm sure.
I bet there's a map you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at it and see what's.
Might be an interesting thing for the Let's Go Eat show.
Talk to somebody about that. Yeah, but there must be somebody who administers that program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's do the promo and get out of here, shall we?
Thank goodness. That's one thing I've made up my mind about.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm good. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show,
Todd Newcomb will be filling in for Carrie for a very special Radio from Hell show.
Well, really, he's filling in for Richie, who's filling in for Carrie. Other than that, it'll be business as usual with Beat Gina at 7 for underwear trivia.
And you could win tickets to Newfound Glory. Also, Sean Means will be in here talking movies at 7:45.
And we'll be playing some of our interviews from the Sundance Film Festival.
It's all on Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Say Newfound Glory. Go ahead.
Newfound Glory.
Okay.
Incredibly vocal minority.
It's too bad you couldn't have done that in the promo.
See, so the interesting thing is with the incredibly vocal minority,
Mm-hmm.
when Jay was looking at me, I wanted so badly to get it correct without him having to prompt it that it psyched me out.
You overthought it.
Is it really hard to say incredibly vocal minority?
It's a lot of syllables in a short
Yeah, I
space.
guess so.
Ready to be done?
Mm-hmm.
You bet.
All right, here's my sign off. Do you eat the pelvis?
God. Don't you know who I am?
Little Francis can stick it.
John Smith is next. Thank you for letting me fill in.
Thank you,
in the last week.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.